Welcome to the first session in what feels like forever.
Welcome back.
And Dead PCs.
Woo!
And Sam is going to do our recap.
Who?
Before I start a recap, though, a friend of mine has a channel on YouTube, Blips and Pips. He does video game reviews and unboxings. He gave us a shout out, so this is a return shout out to him. If you haven't checked him out, he's pretty cool. Give him a look.
Check the link in the description.
Yeah. Now, on to the recap of last week.
Make myself a note to put the link in the description.
So last week, we were still in the hellscape. We had we just defeated, or we had ended up defeating the skull guy and Oglen. The angel popped back into existence, killed what was of Oglen's soul, and he popped back up in the real world. We ran out and made it out of there. We took a long rest with Thorin choosing not to rest and divulging to everyone else that he doesn't need to sleep. A thing that he's kept near and dear to his heart because he likes sleep. The following morning, Sano was like, hey, I want to help out the group by finding food. And so he went out and got attacked by displacer beasts. And he got banished, which was familiar to him. We took out the displacer beasts, took some of their tentacles, and traveled on the road. Nightfall came, we set up a camp. That's when a caravan approached us, and Professor Maximilian Thimbletripe approached in his mobile shop, the Mysterious Vial, and we traded the tentacles away for some potions. And briefly, Sano had hooks for hands.
I forgot about that.
Didn't he turn part lobster or something too?
No.
No.
And I believe that brings us to where we are now.
He was super fast.
Yeah, that's right, I was fast.
We wanted to make friends with everyone too.
Yes.
Okay, and I do believe that does catch us up. So, I do believe when we left, he had just given you guys free potions. So you hadn't actually settled down for the night.
Yeah.
So we're actually going to finish with his RP. And does anybody remember the questions I asked him, but he was going to answer them after he gave everybody potions? Does everybody remember what they were going to ask him?
I was going to ask him either.
I don't think
I know at least one person had a question for him.
I think Oglen gave his potion to Truegar because he wasn't sure whether he trusted this guy yet. But you probably already wrote that down.
I did.
All right.
I have all the numbers written down, and Gordon was going to tell us what the numbers meant later.
I don't remember any questions. I remember Oglen wanting to insight check like everything about this guy.
I literally finished the intro RP with Thimbletripe and his Mysterious While Traveling Alchemy Shop and answer questions. So,
I bet one of the questions was, how did you get all these potions?
He makes them.
So he looks at everybody, makes sure everybody has potions who wants them, and closes up his wagon, and he looks at you guys and says, Are you resting here for the night?
Yeah.
That's the plan.
Do you mind if I rest with you?
Yes.
No, you seem like a pretty friendly dude.
He looks at Ash and then Thorin, but he said no, that I can't do it.
I mean, most of us don't listen to him anyways.
Yeah, he pays his salary.
Sleeping by our fire or in your cart.
I'll sleep by the fire if I'm welcome.
He's welcome, yeah.
I mean, as long as the fire doesn't jump out and attack us like that other guy, I feel like that's fine.
What?
Yeah.
There was a bad, experience with another person.
Sure, you can feel free to join us by our fire. We'd love to hear a tale of how you came across a cart full of potions. You don't know what any of them are.
I made
Much
them.
better.
We'll have a good story tell, a bedtime story.
I'm actually going to visit one of my former students right now. That's where I'm going. She's apparently set up shop in a new city.
You taught people
Don't
to make
tell.
potions.
What's her name?
Shabra?
Lore!
Yeah, they've talked about her before.
You don't
She's the
say.
best pupil I've ever had. As a matter of fact, she might be better than I am.
I would say
At least she remembers what she made.
She at least remembers to label them.
That is the goal of
He
every
looks
teacher.
at his wagon kind of wistfully. Yeah.
And that is the goal of every
Though
teacher.
I have to say,
help
we've
people that way.
had the unfortunate experience of tasting some of her potion experiments as well.
Well, she still experiments.
Oh, all the time, whenever she gets new ingredients. She's always trying to improve her craft, never ready to settle with what she can do currently.
Well, I'm glad that she at least remembered that for me. I haven't seen her in, oh gosh, she has to be pushing 50 years old now? I haven't seen her in 40 years?
So wait, you're going to go like see her like right now or something? Basically, like you're on your way?
Well, I'm gonna travel there. I think I still have like 3 weeks of riding to get there.
It's definitely a way.
Dimble, do you want to like write a letter for Shabra? If he's going there, he could deliver it for you.
And why would you be saying something like that?
Yeah.
The others,
Thorin doesn't know about that. Other people would know about Shabra's crush on Dimble, but I don't think Thorin.
okay.
Actually, only like 3 people here.
Retcon that then.
40 years?
So Oglen's still very
Just
wary
now, this thing?
of strangers, but he walks up and somebody who, like maybe one of you two, is further back from the group. He nudges you and holds out a handful of 5 purple mushroom crabs and 4 yellow ones. Maybe give these a shower. You guys want to send that back? Hang on to them here.
Me too, mate. Me too.
I guess since you're talking more than I am, I'd be in the back of the group for these mushrooms.
Yeah. And then Oglen just steps back out of the scene.
I kind of just set him down on the ground.
No, don't set them down. Go ahead and give it to them. We're heading to the desert. I hate for them to go bad in that heat.
Yep.
Take these back to her. Tell them they're from the Walkers with care.
He looks at him and his eyes kind of go, are these the mushrooms that kill people?
Some of them.
Only if you throw them violently.
And he looks at his wagon. I ride kind of violently sometimes. Are they going to explode?
These
which ones are they?
ones,
Purple and yellow.
No,
They have
none
just
of these
as
should
much-
explode on you.
They have just as much of a chance exploding as your potions.
Okay, well, that's a pretty high chance.
Wait, so you've been a potion master for at least 40 years and you still don't recognize these mushrooms?
You recognize them.
But not the ones
He knows they're dangerous.
that...
So, when I was really young, once, I picked up a blue mushroom and it exploded.
Oh, yeah, those
I
are
don't
these
touch
ones.
mushrooms anymore.
That reminds me of someone. I don't know who.
Well, I know one of our group has a lot of experience with mushrooms. I look right at Sano. So I think these ones are safe. But I'd check with him first, our resident mushroom expert.
Why is he the resident mushroom expert?
Remember, he like ate them and then.
Yeah, but I have researched them in the library.
It's true.
It was sarcasm, Thorin.
Alright, I guess I'm just pretty tired then.
I told you to sleep last night.
Listen, I
So he
really need
takes them
sleep to
from you.
rest, but I'm gonna go rest to sleep now.
Do
Does
you,
anyone else
do you
have
watch? Do you watch him put them away,
Yeah.
or do you just let him walk around to the back of his wagon?
Yeah, I'd watch him. I'm skeptical of this man.
So you watch as he opens up the little compartment and he wraps the mushroom caps up in cloth and sticks them in there, and it looks like there's a gift in there that's already wrapped as well.
Oh, all right.
Ooh, what's this?
Do you ask him?
Don't wish to pry, so I'll make my mouth shut.
Is that a present for Shabra?
He looks at it. Yes.
What is it that you're sending her?
If you're not into the potion arts, you might not understand, but it's part of the heart of a griffin and the tongue of a chimera, and
I'm not that much into potion making, but those sound like some very rare ingredients that she'd appreciate.
they were really hard to get. I had to fight things, and I don't like fighting things.
I can't see you fighting some mystical beasts quite like that.
Well, no, I stand really far away and throw magic at them.
Until
Best kind
they.
of fight.
And if in the worst case, I throw potions at them.
Nice, I'm a magic user myself, and Thorin holds up his glowing hand.
Which has proven more effective, the magic or your potions?
So there was one time where I was fighting a pride of griffins, and the potion I threw made them angry and really strong. And I ran for like 20 minutes.
That's a good potion.
Not
That
for
use a
him.
good potion.
Sometimes I panic and just throw things.
He panics too. But he doesn't throw things, he just sits there.
He hides in the woods.
Yeah, he hides in the woods.
You pointed at Matteo, right?
Yes, I put it down.
Oh, I understand that feeling. Sometimes things are just really scary.
Yeah, I don't know what they're talking about.
Don't worry, he'll write a book about this.
No, I read one about it.
Yeah.
You read a book about something that just happened?
Not yet. I will though.
Got
Give it a little
fast
while.
publisher.
He rolls his eyes at Matteo, pretty hardcore. Do you even read books?
Oh yeah, all the time. What's your favorite?
Your potions make more sense than him.
I'm glad to know that everyone.
He opens up the top of the back of the wagon, and there's like a veritable library of books in there. And he points and says, "These are my favorites. I can't just pick one."
Oh yeah, I understand totally. Yeah, I love them all. You know, in their own different
Roll
ways.
deception.
So, like, you don't have a favorite book, but you have, like, a favorite author or something?
Laura lost the fair.
8.
Now I gotta write that down.
10 out of 10 improv name.
You seem pretty,
Matteo, who's your favorite author?
You know the guy that writes the books. That one.
Oh yeah, that was at the bookstore, and he got a signature from him.
Yeah.
That was a lie. You're lying.
No, I'm not. I just left it at home.
That was a lot.
So instead of
So Timblebright, you seem pretty well traveled and seem to be coming from the direction that we're heading. We're heading towards the desert. Have you ever been out that way before?
I don't really go in the desert. I kind of skirt around it, gathering ingredients. Like, I don't ever actually cross into the desert. It's really dangerous from what I hear.
It's a pretty long
There
ways to go
are...
around.
Do you know what the Thrykeen are?
No,
Yeah, I've heard about them in a book.
you know, yeah, I know what they are, but they're the insect people.
Yeah.
He just looks at Matteo and then just like slow looks away. So they pretty much have roving bands, and there are some tabaxi, sand tabaxi that roam the deserts. And
Those cat people?
yeah, and none of them are very nice. Like the Thrykeen, like if you trespass off of the road into their sands, they don't even give you a chance to go back. They just eat you.
Well,
So,
good
like, there's a
luck.
path you have to stay on?
Just
We've
like
done that
a,
before.
just like a sandstone road. I mean, you don't have to stay on it. If you can handle yourself, you're fine. But
we often collecting ingredients for Shabra and take them back to her, like these mushroom caps. Is there anything, being a postmaster yourself, that we should keep an eye out for her while we're in the desert?
Things that last a while if we don't have, like... I was gonna say that, but I'm like...
well, I use magic to make my ingredients and need to stay fresh. I learned the spell from a cleric.
Oh, what spell is it?
Gentle Repose.
Oh yeah.
Every now and then you just have to go back and do it again until you're ready to use it, but it works pretty well.
Maybe,
Yeah, that's a good one.
maybe someone here will have to learn it if we're going to continue to collect stuff.
Not it.
But back to the original question, is there any unique ingredients out in the desert that we should keep an eye out for?
Sand stars?
Sandstars.
Oh, okay. Sand stars.
Are they like sea stars?
No, it's a flower that looks like a star.
And it's in the sand, I just.
And it grows out of the sand. Like, it doesn't even use water. It just grows out of sand.
Doesn't. What does it grow on then?
The
It
Magic?
just says sand.
Well, I know that, but there's no nutrient in sand. It's just little rocks.
Magic.
Is it the whole flower, the leaves, what portion?
The whole thing, even the roots, can be used in potions.
Okay.
Be careful though, they're usually like the homes of like sand sharks.
The human.
Sand sharks are a thing?
No way. That's not a thing. I don't believe
Does the
that.
manure of the sand sharks feed these flowers?
That's a good question. I don't pick them myself because there's always sand sharks around.
Sand shark, that's a myth.
So the worry in picking them is about the sand sharks and not like
Like the half
they're dangerous to be picked from the plant itself.
Well, you have to handle the root with care because the root can kind of drink your blood.
Oh,
Okay.
It's good to know. Thanks for mentioning that part.
Yeah. So then, after the mushrooms, I'm like, maybe these things picking.
So,
Well, once the flower's in our possession, we'll just drink our blood back from the flower that's now in our possession.
He looks at Truegar really oddly.
Yeah, you tell him.
No, like don't let it burrow into your hand because you'll die like within minutes.
Oh, it'll burn into your hand. Ooh, fuck.
Yeah, I'm not touching those. I'm just putting that out there.
If one does accidentally do that, can we burn and kill the flower, or is it you're pretty much done at that point?
You're done. So you just need to like make sure you have like some thick padding on your hands.
And what do you need
I mean,
these
I
for?
suppose you could also, and then he does mage hand.
No,
No?
you can't use magic on them.
Oh.
Well, maybe you can't, but
Does the sandflower absorb the magic?
neither can I. I don't have magic abilities.
I need you to be on.
I whisper to Oglen, since I imagine he's nearby. Everyone's really trusting of this guy just because he mentioned Shabra. We're going out of our way to pick these dangerous flowers for him now. Like,
Are you whispering or?
yeah, I'm whispering. Out loud whispering.
Oh, hell, whispering.
I'm not sure that this fella here has any like malicious intent, but he doesn't strike me as the kind of person that won't end up doing some harm just by accident, you know?
Yeah, I mean, he doesn't even know what his potions do.
That's right.
And he's a potion master.
No, he knows what everything does. He just doesn't know which one's which. That's the difference.
Sometimes it is worse to be reckless than dangerous. And, especially where we're headed and how important it is that we get there.
Like, we have a mission in the desert, and it's not to pick sandflowers.
That's right, that's right.
Hey,
Well, I do have
Sano.
a question for you, good sir. The sandstone path, the reason they eat us if we stray from it, is it because of some treaties that they have with the neighboring cities, or is it a magical reason that they don't eat us if we stay on the path?
If you wander off the path in the Thrykean or the Santa Bax's territory, it's just
Before
you're
stealing.
in their land and
You can take it.
they're not happy about it.
So they recognize that the path that may cut through their land
These are
is
my
not their
favorite.
land.
These squiggly
They
things.
do.
The
They may
squiggly?
harass
Yeah.
you, but they won't outright attack you.
As long as you stay on the sandstone path.
I guess it's an agreement that the government, caliphate, or the conifate has with them. They won't bother them if they don't bother people on the road.
How wide is this path? Because we were on some like narrow
It's
one.
pretty wide. You can fit like 3 wagons on it.
Oh,
Yeah, I
yeah.
was
Side by
thinking,
side.
stay on a path or get eaten. This sounds really fucking familiar.
Well, I mean, this one doesn't have a stone that will absorb your soul.
Hey, that happened to me.
I think we should add him to the group and kick this one out. The intelligence level.
Well, if you're gonna do that, someone needs to know the story of the fish skippers, so from the top. I'm kidding, guys. I'm not gonna tell that one again. I already told it.
It's my favorite.
I mean,
Well,
you just skip the part about the fish. And
Hey,
then
have you
tell the
heard
story.
about the halfling curse?
That they don't stop talking?
Yeah.
Yeah.
See?
It's nearly impossible to make them stop.
Yeah.
It's almost as if they would explode if they weren't able to talk.
I like this guy. He should stay.
You know, as they say in back home, you know, I'm not sure where I was going with that. They say something.
Oh, they
They say a
definitely
lot,
say
really.
something, or else they
Yeah.
wouldn't exist anymore.
Yeah, they say a lot actually, but
So,
yeah.
what's your business with Shabra? After 40 years of not seeing her, now you want to see her? What for?
No, I think he said that he like taught her and like
She was my best pupil.
yeah.
But 40 years is a long time to try to get back in touch with
He
someone.
like throws his arms up. The world is big. I've been traveling.
You doing those?
We've been traveling too.
Not me. I'm like 2 foot
Oglen
11.
shield.
We went to this place called the Place Between or something. It was
He
Who's
walks
different?
around to the other side of his wagon and he opens up the door, the big door, and it swings open. And you see like hooks and shelves and racks, and you see like all kinds of different ingredients hanging from this. He's like, you can't collect all of this in one place. You have to go all over the place for it.
Unless you created like a zoo with all these different things in one place.
Yeah, good at thinking.
I'm retiring probably in the next 10 or 20 years, so Shabra's the best pupil I've ever had, so I want to give her stuff to help her do better.
Nice.
What a
Cool of
small
you.
man.
I'm going to give her all of my ingredient books, my recipes.
Man, I was never the best at anything.
Why would you say that about yourself? You know people are going to make fun of you as soon as you say that.
Well, I know. I'm kind of like trying to, keep the conversation going.
You're the best at telling stories to put people to sleep.
Thank you. I'll be here all night.
I mean, that's not a fact if the people were already tired.
But if you can manage to get sand stars, Shabra will have a recipe for a few potions and might use it.
Okay.
I don't know exactly what they do yet because I tried to get sand stars and couldn't.
I don't think we're going to go out of our way, but if we come across them, we'll definitely try to pick one.
What if we like take like a jar, right, and then we just kind of like bury it, and then we take it and cap it off before it can get like burrowed into our hand. What if we did that?
You have a
Still
jar.
gotta
Or
get
you
rid of
just don't touch the roots until it's all the way out of the ground.
Or just have a leather
As soon
glove.
as it's out of the sand, it dies.
Like instantly?
Yeah, as soon as the last piece of its root is out of the sand, it just dies.
What about like if you pull the flower out and it's still got sand on it?
That's not a root. That's sand.
Valuable info, man.
Is the root still in the ground?
No.
Then it's dead.
Yeah.
But what if like we cut it and the root's still in the ground?
Do you accomplish much with the two of them?
Well, we just kind of let them come along from them and just
They're
kind of
there
ignore most
because
of the
we
time.
need our group to look more intimidating with more people.
We like playing on hard.
And he
mode.
kind of stands next to Matteo and does this. Intimidate?
Well, I mean, no one would talk that much unless they had a lot of confidence in their abilities.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. What he said.
He says the weaker willed people, so we don't have to say anything.
Exactly.
Or he pisses them off so much that they attack him first instead of us.
And then they attack me out of rage, and then you know what that means? That means they're off their A game, and that means I can just go in and...
Yeah, it's all a mind game with him.
Yeah.
I'm
mean-
sorry.
Or he gets freed and he does nothing but stand there until they put him on a tree.
See, all of this
I
is
don't
just
get it.
them sizing you up with
I
their
mean, you know what
words.
they say about the Raptor Overlord, right?
No.
You don't need to outrun it, you just need to outrun your mates.
That's true. He is small and slow.
Oh, that's what they all say. Until they remember I can bonus action that.
Yeah, right?
Not if they eat your legs first.
Huh?
It's a question
Let
for
me
you,
get
Max.
next.
Bonus action far step.
The biggest reason I've kept him around is as a decoy. Everyone knows the World Walkers, and everyone knows that the leader of the World Walkers is Dimble. And everyone don't know exactly what the Dimble looks like, but they know he's short and a thief.
I'm not a thief. Well, unless you consider stealing from dead people a
Unfortunately, I had
crime.
a few people try to come after me a time or two, so I keep him around as a distraction and possible people target him instead of me.
Hear that? That's a promotion to body double.
Yeah, I know, wow. I'm basically
You should
like
be
the guy under like the king then.
He should be.
Body double.
So you
that's
watch as
it.
he closes all the doors on his wagon, which at this point, every one of them has been opened because he's showing you stuff. And he goes and he sits next to where the fire is presumably going to be, and he just waits and watches. So, about that fire.
Do we not start
Truegar
one yet?
continues to stoke the fire that he had created before he arrived.
Yeah, you tell him, Truegar.
I believe I was helping Truegar, so I go back to helping him.
Okay.
I'm gonna play us a nice tune.
Cool. Are you setting up watches?
Yeah, we better.
Sano will take first.
No. Why would you need to do that?
Yeah, what are you talking about, man?
I'll take the first two.
I'll take
Just
first.
shut up, man.
How many are you going to do? 4 or 5?
5, I guess?
I mean, you can actually do 4 because...
Yeah.
Hope Thorin's already asleep at this point.
That's true. Thorin totally deserves a watchless night tonight. And for that, I will stand his watch for him.
As per usual, wake me up. I'll take the last watch. Wake me up early.
Actually, I'll do the second and the third, so I'll do the first.
I'll wake you up before we go.
Mm-hmm.
Alright.
Oh, that's wake me up before we
So
go.
who's got the first,
Right here.
second, and third, and who's got fourth?
Is Truegar?
I like to
I'll
wake
take
up
the last.
early.
I dig for it.
Second and third is Thorin.
No, Thorin's
I'm
asleep.
second and third. Ash.
Thorin is not taking watch. Truegar is taking the final watch before the sun rises.
Same.
So Matteo and Truegar.
Truegar, if you will, with me, and a few minutes into your watch as well. Oglen, I definitely think you should continue to get as much rest as you can.
Matteo's gonna start like looting a little bit and looking at Oglen. He's gonna be like, "Go to sleep, go to sleep."
And Oglen's just gonna do his best to stay awake until this random stranger goes to sleep.
Okay.
But he's exhausted, right? So,
And he's
Make a
thinking a
con save.
lullaby.
all right. So he's gonna sit directly across from this guy, Professor Maximilian.
Oh no, this guy has set up his bedroll. Like,
Oh, okay,
Yeah,
so he's
he's
already-
just waiting for everybody else to.
Roll a 3. So instantly.
You guys kind of see Oglen sitting up, his chin's in his chest,
Very determined, and then
and he's just like. And then finally, you just hear like a freight train.
I didn't expect the lullaby to work that well.
And this guy is like laying on his bedroll, just staring right at Oglen's face. And he looks up. I have a potion somewhere that can take care of that.
Don't you all fucking dare let him pour a potion down my mouth while I'm asleep.
Oh nope, that's the grung potion.
No!
Oh, now he's flying.
The
Okay.
risk of sending you back to the place between, I won't be doing it.
Well, I'm not going back.
So, you guys all settle in.
Actually, before the guy goes to sleep, I want to ask him, since I probably won't sleep during the first
So is
watch.
Ash like standing over him menacingly, or
I'll like come over.
because he's lying in his bed?
Yeah, I guess I will actually. I'll come over and stand right down at him.
Thorin set up his bed near him, by the way.
Hey,
Do I have a bedroll?
can I look at one of your books?
I've got yours.
Oh yeah.
He kind of looks. Why?
I'm not gonna go
I'm
to
just gonna-
sleep.
I'm
My
just gonna
watch
take
is
it for
in 2 hours,
I steal it from your sleeping body.
so I mean,
I guess. Go ahead.
Do you have any books or maps about the desert?
Oh,
I know you
books?
said you haven't been there, but
I don't. But you might be able to. There's a shop in Lawrence Gate. I don't know what the first part of it is, but it's Wayward something. The Wayward something or other.
Wayward Summit?
No. Maybe the Wayward Wanderer. I don't know. But either way, they sell maps of like places that I've never been.
Only of places that you've never
I mean,
been?
of places I've been, but why do I need maps of places I've already been to?
Hey, Dimble.
Because you're so good at labeling things.
That's true.
I couldn't find any maps in the
I'm great at
library
that.
of the sand.
Failed that deception.
There weren't any in there that I saw. So
Let me see the hit
maybe
potions
there's some
again.
there.
No. So how is Ash going to decide which book he's going to read?
I'm gonna ask for a recommendation.
Of course you are.
Yeah, can you name me at least your 5 top favorite books?
Wow, wow.
No, I just pick a random one.
Thank you.
Not pick.
Yeah. You're gonna make him think of 5 books.
He's done it before.
Oh no.
Who?
Ben.
Oh yeah.
It's literally said, I'm going to look at the first 5 books I can see. What are they called? In a bookstore.
Yeah. Hey, what is this random NPC on the road's name? Hey, what's this guy's name?
What's his backstory?
Yeah.
Does he have any kids?
Tell me a little bit about it.
So,
What's
you guys are all
Golden
settling down for the night?
Yeah, I'm kind of like hugging my backpack as a body pillow though, so he doesn't steal.
Cool. Who is awake? Let's say an hour into first watch. Who's awake?
I'm not.
Brudall's not sleeping?
Not yet. He's still thinking about sand sharks.
Okay.
He's still asleep.
almost as bad as.
So I need the people who are not on watch to roll perception at disadvantage, and the person on watch to roll it at normal.
Wait, do I count since I'm reading a book?
No.
Me too. Me too. Let's read those books.
Oh, wait, no, it's
Me too.
22.
It's a disadvantage, right? 9.
Okay. So all you hear is Oglen snoring.
14.
You're awake still?
I wanted to do something before going completely asleep.
Oh, we can go back to that then.
Oh. As everyone's laying down, Dimble kind of wants to discreetly try to pray. Because he doesn't want to be known as a religious guy.
Okay.
Uh,
So everyone whose character would be awake at this point can roll perception. You can roll stealth or deception, whichever you want. If you're trying
Stealth.
I'm not even gonna bother to listen.
stealthception.
Because I can hear it
In your head.
In my brain.
somewhere else. In my heart.
28.
It's not like you got an ability or anything.
22.
Yeah, so you gotta meet or beat a 28. Okay.
Might not even be
I
possible.
beat it, but I'm asleep, so it doesn't count.
I think only one person at the table could meet or beat it.
So Dimble wants to, of course, say a prayer at Halkar. Halkar, we did your will and recovered Oglen. It was a tiresome and troublesome task, and thought was going to lose people there along the way. I don't want to feel like our lives are worth more than the rest of our clan. Please help us to keep that in mind and to value their lives as much as ours. Now that we've recovered him, is your will still for us to go to the desert? Do we still have work there? Or is your need for us elsewhere?
Are you expecting a response?
Not like expecting one, but he kind of waits a few seconds to see if anything happens before.
Nothing happens.
Okay.
You sure he left you in the dark?
No, he's been pretty good about that.
Yeah.
Oglen's snoring intensifies. And then he has a sleep fart.
Oh no. It sounds a lot like the snoring.
Almost as good as the fart that I made last session.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, you tell me.
That was Patreon only content.
Subscribe to Patreon.
See what you're missing?
Yes. Real high quality.
Oh, wow.
Full immersive roleplay.
Yeah.
One of the classiest actors here.
Cool. So nothing happens. Except maybe now. Okay. So, are you going to sleep yet?
It's very.
Very good.
Are you about to go full wino and pour it in your can?
No, I was gonna.
Okay, damn.
I was getting up to throw this away anyway, so I figured.
I was like, oh man, you just gave me hardcore
You hand me the
nostalgia
cookies,
from
bro?
Baltimore as a 10-year-old, watching the drunks fill their cans with more alcohol.
more. I only had the one.
No, I used
How
that.
we relive your childhood memory.
Let's go Baltimore.
It's not a 40, it's vodka.
It's
and-
Yours wasn't good as well.
Oh my god.
Football
Vodka there is mixed berry. I infused it myself.
Quite good.
Really fucking good.
Wow.
Now let me get some
Way to go, Richard.
Yep, that was my
Yeah,
fault.
fuck you, Richard.
It has been sitting there forever.
I had him so
Not even
close.
fucking touched.
So close.
Any one of these glasses you want?
My bad.
You're just that exciting, Gordon.
Plastic cups.
One touch and they go off.
Oh, I'm putting my toe in these times.
At least I do anyway.
But yeah, you can grab anything you want.
I need to stop eating sweets.
You know, as I say, on a D6, I always roll a 3.
Do as well. Oh,
That's really
Who's
cool.
that?
Hi,
I was
welcome back.
speaking about D&D, but now that I've thought about it, you're probably right.
I'm glad that you guys are back to witness this.
excuse me.
So,
Nice.
first watch is over.
Yay.
Alright, cool. I sleep.
Oh.
That's awkward.
You get other people up.
Didn't wake anybody up?
Nope, he went to sleep.
Well,
Red sleep.
good thing I was already awake.
I love how everyone at the table was just like,
You had 3 whole weeks to do better.
at least he was on time.
Oh.
Are we sure we want to kick out Matteo and not Sano?
So my failures are
sorry.
before.
I didn't eat my mom.
Okay, that's true. You're right. You're not wrong.
I noticed everyone else going to bed, and I'm like, I'm gonna say anything. So I go to put my book back on the wagon, just anywhere that's under a cover so it doesn't get wet, potentially. And then
I take it.
you're asleep. Then I just sit there on watch, listening to the nice soothing sounds of Oglen snoring.
And the fire crackling away.
Cool. Roll perception.
17.
You feel an odd presence.
Like a presence I'm familiar with?
Yep. Sort of. Yeah.
Like, is it warm presence? Is it cold? Is it lukewarm?
It's like you pissed your pants.
Oh,
That's exactly what I was
So
warm
how,
at first and then really cold.
so how long into my watch does this happen?
What, when you piss your pants?
I want to know who I should wake up for this.
So it's about halfway through your watch, and you feel like a warm, comforting presence. Definitely feels familiar.
Oh, if it's warm and comforting, I'm not going to do anything about it.
And as you turn around and you look, you notice a figure sitting on the driver's bench of the wagon with their feet like hanging off the side, looking at you. They seem to have a cowl on their head.
Wait, a cowl as their head or on their head?
Yeah, like their cowl is drawn on their head.
Oh, I think it's a cowl.
like cow.
Like a cow.
C-O-W.
Like a bovine.
Okay.
Yeah, no, they have a moo on their head.
That's what I was thinking. I was like, what the fuck? I was like,
So went from FFA guy to just edgy guy.
Just edgy.
Oh, Jesus
So,
Christ.
They have a cow on their head and they're wearing a moo-moo.
It can't be an FFA guy because we don't have artificers in this.
I'll look. I'll say, excuse me. I don't think it's your wagon. I don't know.
So the person jumps down off of the wagon and they come running at you and they wrap around your leg and hug you. And as they're doing that, the cowl falls off their head and you realize it's Glow.
What?
Should I go upstairs?
I kicked my leg. Get off me! Get off me! Because the cow's still on at this point.
No, it fell off.
Oh yeah.
No, like during the part before it fell off.
Yeah, okay.
Okay.
And then it falls up. I'm like, hold up. Is the nose glowing?
It is not anymore.
Who? But I still recognize the face.
Yes.
What?
Instead of his nose, though, it's his eyes that are glowing.
What color are they glowing?
Like a soft yellow light.
Glow? Is that you?
And Glow looks up and says, yeah, it's me.
What are you doing here?
Well, I came to give you all a message.
We don't need you, we got a new warlock.
Should I wake everyone else up?
Yeah, you gotta get everybody. I need everybody up.
I'll go to Dimble first because he's the best awake people. Dimble! I grab him by the neck. Oh!
Everyone wakes up with like knife in hand.
Get up! All I do is just point at Glow.
I thought alarm clocks were bad.
Were you yelling?
Hello?
Dimble!
The fucker did actually answer.
Kind of.
I'm assuming you're here because of the message I sent?
Kind of.
Okay.
More so because of what you all just did.
Wait,
Alright.
why did I wake you up? Oglen! And then I run over to Oglen. I shake him by the shoulders.
Do we need everyone awake or just the
I need
touched?
everyone. Oh no, this isn't for you three. This is for the people who risked their existence to help you three.
I got a nat 20 to see if I like wake up from this.
That's actually a good idea.
If Ash actually like
I was actually yelling.
then everyone is probably awake.
Well, Thorin's gonna do a quick like 5
Anyone
more
that
minutes.
doesn't see moving, he casts a mass message of like alarm bells going off in their heads.
Is it dead sharks? Axe at the ready.
Everyone minus Dimble Thor.
Man, I was just trying to sleep. Oh my
I
god.
think if I yelled out loud, everyone would be awake.
Everybody that doesn't know, this is our friend Glow. He used to be part of the Warlockers, but he
Hey, you're that warlock.
he kind of travels or serves Alcar now in a more direct manner, more so than we do.
I'm a paragon. I'm a paragon for Alcar.
That
Wow,
paragon.
yeah. Mm-hmm.
Kind of a errand messenger boy, but a little bit higher ranking, fancier than that.
Messenger goblin, thank you.
Messenger Goblin Glow. So awesome. So glad to see your nose is better.
Yeah, except now I got this thing with my eyes.
Much more intimidating than your nose.
So who's the
He
friend
like
that
makes
gave
this
you
like
power?
really hardcore concentrating face. Watch this.
This is
And his eyes like
That's so cool.
How did the
He
candle
teach me
find
how to
us?
do that.
and then he's like yeah, it really is. But it's so hard to do.
So how did the candle find us?
Hey, you don't know him. You better respect
Good point.
You're my friend, but he was my friend first.
So you don't get to talk to my friends.
He was my friend.
So you're Glow. I'm Thorin Stonefist. Some people call me Dirtfoot. He calls me Dirt. All's good.
Yeah, I know your friend.
I know my friend too.
No, like your friend.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, do they know about your friend?
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
we hear too much about Go, friend. I'll tell you.
Yeah, okay. Girlfriend's really cool.
for a goat.
Yeah.
No, they know because I don't have to sleep. So
Oh, yeah.
Huh?
I did the whole Warlock thing too. Now, though, I can do shit without Warlock stuff. Watch
Yeah.
this. And he points at a tree and it like glows and disappears.
What the?
yeah, but I bet you missed the voices.
Oh my god.
No,
Nope, not a dream.
no, not always.
Nah.
So the message, what are you here for?
Oh, well, I thought we were just gonna choke for a little while and hang out and...
Chill.
Well, certainly I
Words
won't.
are hard today, man. I don't even know.
We're gonna chill and talk.
Yeah.
It's that simple. That
Hey.
Did
I'm so glad to see you. Actually alive.
Did Professor Potion Man wake up?
Yeah, he's just like, he's sitting there confused as shit.
Oh, okay.
Good.
Like he's just watching like, the fuck's going on? What happened to that tree? Uh-oh. Maybe I shouldn't have stayed with these people.
I guess I'll turn to look at him and be like, this guy's cool apparently, so yeah.
Okay. I'm just watching. I'm gonna be here, minding my own business.
Yeah.
So Glow looks and he says, so, you know the whole rule about the gods actually interfering and then yada yada and all that other stuff. So Alcar couldn't come himself because apparently the last time he appeared himself, he actually got yelled at for that by the people upstairs. I guess the upstairs above his upstairs. Above his upstairs?
The attic.
Wait, he lives in an apartment?
How many bedrooms?
Oh, that's a bad joke. So what was the message?
Upper echelon.
What's his rent like?
So he asked me to come and tell you guys. He thanks you, three, for your service, but the rewards are actually for the rest of you, who don't already get to do like crazy stuff anyway.
Ooh.
Like those people who like went to that place where like, let's be clear, I wouldn't go.
Yeah.
So your soul could
Bear
stay
traps.
there because that place is terrible.
It was terrible, but the people were surprisingly nice.
So the first, I have a question for you, Brudall. Would you like a gift from the god, or would you like a gift of prowess, or would you like a gift of knowledge? Because unfortunately, your mother only has only months left to live.
Oh.
So I can tell you how to find her, or I can give you a gift of combat prowess.
My mother's dying.
She is.
technically everyone's dying.
Not now, Dick. I will definitely want the whichever gift was the one from my mom.
Okay, you can have both.
God.
Well, he told me that if you picked the one about your mom, to give you the other one too.
That sounds like how this has been going since I've met God.
Akar doesn't like selfish people.
He wouldn't like the
So
other half of me
before I
involved.
leave, you and I will talk, and I will tell you what you need to know. And then he looks at the rest, and everybody else. You just get stuff, so deal with it.
Cool. Yay.
I mean, I'm not gonna turn something down from a god because I feel like that anger them.
By the way, just so everybody knows, I did let Andrew change his subclass.
Yes, I am now a Battlemaster.
Yeah, he's no longer a Cavalier. He's a Battlemaster.
That's what my character was, and then he got his head cut off.
I no longer have the polearm either. I have a Warhammer.
Oh, all right.
40k or the other one?
But Ember's still around, right?
Yes, Ember's still around. She's
So Glowlight comes over and he motions for you to lean down. Do you lean down?
yes.
Okay, he touches you right in the center of your forehead and says, "There you go."
Did it do?
And you're really confused for a minute, right?
He's really horny for some reason.
Yeah.
So then he goes to Matteo
There's nothing there.
and he just reaches up and pokes him in the head, doesn't say a word to him.
Oh, okay.
And you also feel really confused. And then he
Thorin
goes,
preemptively like gets down on his knees, like just.
"You're the same height as
All right.
I think. No, I think actually he might be a foot
Yeah.
and a half taller." So Glowlight looks really oddly at you, like he could totally have reached you if you didn't get down, but he walks over and pokes you anyway.
Yeah.
And then he does the same thing to Sano and Truegar, and he says, "So you should probably rest, and you'll be safe for at least a little while because I was here. But I have to go now. I can't stay. I'm sorry."
Before you go, do you want a sip of my kombucha? I know traveling is hard and whatnot.
He reaches for it and smells it. Okay. And drinks all of it.
Wow.
And hands it back to you.
All right.
Thank you.
Yeah. I can make more.
I like Truegar to get down on one knee and open his arms.
Okay.
It's give me a hug, bro. Give Glow a hug.
Why would I hug you?
Because the beer we made together was the best seller.
That's not what I heard.
Ooh.
I heard that you messed it up royally.
It was the best seller, so no matter how good or bad it was the best seller. Thank you, my friend.
But he hugs you. And it's that deep, that half a second too long hug where he doesn't want to let go. And then he steps away and he waves in his super excited way and then he just disappears.
Wait,
Thorin gives the same energy.
Do you have something to tell us?
Nope.
No message.
I think his message was the gifts.
Just boons.
So I look at Oglen.
He adjusted his...
Justin's bruh.
Justin's
Baffled.
the fuck? I called you, you answered, and you didn't even address what I talked to you about.
Yeah, that is exactly Dimble's expression.
Glow touched all our foreheads. Was this the HP thing?
No.
Okay.
So, I'm going to start with Brudall. The information for your mother will not be given to you now. I'll give it to you in a message.
Okay.
Because it would have literally been transferred to you. So you get, and this is going on your character sheet. It has to be on your character sheet. So you can write it on in your notebook first until you read your character sheet. But this is an actual thing that needs to be accounted for on your character sheets.
Right in this big thing called spells.
You get boon of practiced superiority.
Wow.
Damn, that sounds hard.
Basically white privilege.
Wow.
It lets you speak to managers.
Let you speak to managers.
If
Richard, you're wrong. It's a Karen thing.
I have to let you know that if my wife watches this episode, she's going to literally thrash on me for that joke.
But it's not your fault.
So you gain.
What
Are
was
you
the
ready?
last word of that? Boon of practice.
Superiority. So this is going to have two separate parts of it,
It
right?
gives you bonus action. I know you are, but what am I?
You gain one additional superiority die.
Damn. That's really good, though.
Let me know when I can keep going, because this is a
It's
lot.
called boon of practice mother.
When you use the die granted by this boon, roll
Fine
D100.
dining.
On a roll of
Fine dining.
66
You can
or
have
higher.
mothers in 5 seconds.
Tell me if I'm going too fast.
You can always watch this episode back.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah,
Alright, so D100, 66 or higher.
The die is not consumed.
Oh, shit. Okay.
This only applies to the superiority die gained from this boon. So if you don't meet that 66 on the die from the boon, then you don't get to do it again.
Gotcha.
So when I use this die, do I need to specifically
You need to
state that
specifically state that it's from your boon.
it's... Okay.
Like a golden die.
Yeah, we'll just save it for your last.
Yeah.
In addition, you may immediately choose an additional combat maneuver. The combat maneuver gained from this boon does not count as one gained from other class or subclass features. So it's basically just an extra maneuver.
Alright.
Okay.
That's it.
So the other this
Oh my god.
the maneuver I pick
It's the-
does not have to always be the one I use.
Blue
with
shows
boon.
up.
I can use any of the
You can
maneuvers.
use any maneuver with this
Say hi to
die.
Oglen.
You're just getting an
Insane.
extra maneuver.
I know, what
You can
idiot.
have
Don't
access
quest
to.
yourself for Oglen.
Okay, Matteo,
That's me.
you get boon of the book reader.
Let's go!
And reader is in quotes.
Oh, nice.
You have lost the ability to read.
Reader.
This also has two parts to the boon. Okay, let me know when you're ready.
Ready.
Okay, the first part. I read that in a book! Exclamation point.
This is so good.
I love it already.
When
That's what you
attempting,
didn't really.
when attempting to convince someone of the validity of any information, you may add your intelligence modifier to the roll. This doesn't guarantee success, however, since you can't fool someone who actually knows the validity of the information in question.
When attempting to, what was the word
Convince.
again? Convince.
Convince
Convince.
Facts over feels.
someone of the validity of any information, you may add your intelligence
Now
modifier
you're
to the
gonna
roll.
get a spell.
That's a
all
good
been
one.
fucked up.
Actually, I like that.
Okay.
I think it's creative.
This doesn't guarantee success, however, since you can't fool someone who actually knows the validity of the information in question.
Boon of gaslighting.
Okay.
You ready for the second part?
Yep.
Okay, this is a whole separate part of that. I read that in a book too. This is actually really good though. Roll a d100 before attacking a creature. You can choose to do this, by the way. You don't get to do it every time. On a roll of 80 or higher, you remember, and remember is in quotes, reading about a weak spot, and that is also in quotes, on the target. Your attack becomes a critical strike as long as it wasn't a natural one.
Roll 80 or above. Next hit is a crit. If it's not in that one.
Yep.
How often do you do that?
Once, actually you get to do that a number of times equal to your intelligence modifier.
Okay, so once. Let's go.
Per long rest, yeah.
Well, now you have an ASI improvement you want to do next level.
So we have one more major boon to do, and then I'm going to do Sano and Truegar. So Thorin, you get boon of the Wanderer. Your movement, walking speed increases by 10 feet. Some of these may or may not be changed depending on how worthwhile they seem as you guys use them. As always, you have the 10 feet of movement.
Move plus 10 feet, yep.
Okay. In addition, you may use a bonus action to take the dash action a number of times equal to your dexterity modifier. Minimum of once per long rest.
Bonus action, dash. What was the second part of that then?
Equal to a number of times equal to your dex mod.
Okay.
Minimum of one per long rest.
Okay.
You also gain one free use of the Misty Step spell.
Damn.
Nice.
Big. That's fucking Chungus right there.
Boo!
I don't get it. He's just a big Bugs Bunny.
This ain't Albuquerque.
I'm 37 and I know memes.
Dang, son, where'd you find
I'm
this?
done making a note.
In a bag full of candy that look really tasty.
So Sano
Yo, what's
gets.
good?
You ready?
You see?
Lesser boon of the adventuring chef.
We don't get normal boons. He gets a lesser boon.
Yeah, because he didn't go to the place in between.
Yeah.
When your party eats food you have cooked, they gain temporary hit points equal to half, rounded up, of what you rolled on the successful cooking ability check.
Oh, that's so good.
Get in that 20, baby. We get 10 health.
It's actually damn skipping.
This health stacks with all other forms of temporary
Oh
hit points.
fuck! What? I was just be like, man, that sucks though because they don't stack. And then you're
And
like,
then it don't.
Richard, I hear you though. Just wait, I'm not done.
Let's go.
Wait, hold on.
There's not a glamour bard among us, huh?
As a wise man once said, duck dice.
Duck dice.
1.
Duck dice to D. Wait,
No better
no,
touch a duck in a dungeon.
can't trust it.
What is this duck doing in this hallway? I should touch it.
Bonus action
That's a
duck.
little quote
It's
from-
like grungy and dirty and nasty, and then there's just a duck.
But I want to
Pristine
touch
duck.
it.
And you're like, that is a trap.
Clearly.
That is a trap. Stay away from it.
Or this dungeon is sponsored by
You
Dwarf.
get closer, it turns out to be a goose, and you're like, I knew it!
But before we enter the dungeon, we have a message from our sponsor.
It's a literal quote from a Munchkin card.
From-
It's cursed. You should have known better than to put the duck in a dungeon.
To pick
Yeah,
up
From
the-
Hitman, like the duck isn't explosive.
Oh yeah.
And now we get to what Truegar gets. Truegar gets lesser boon of the strategist. You may use.
Plus for the widow
Lesson boon of the strategist, ready?
has plus 10
You may
attack.
use your mastery of strategy to
Win.
predict what an enemy
20 feet
who
away.
rolled lower than you in the initiative order will do in combat in the first round of initiative.
So if they roll less than me in initiative,
I'll stay behind.
I know what they're gonna do.
You could know what they're
That's
going
because
to
they have
do.
a shorter lifespan than most of us.
It's 5.
Besides,
Let me know when you're ready, because there's more.
He probably has shorter.
If you
You may do this a number of times equal to your intelligence modifier, minimum of 1 per long rest. Don't you notice? Don't you love how I'm forcing people to choose now if they want to put stats into these? This is actually
this
really
is Sano.
powerful.
If only it was my charisma.
So the full-blown version of strategist is you automatically take your initiative no matter what you roll at initiative turn 20.
Wow.
That's still lower than
I
mine.
actually
typically.
was going to ask, like mechanically, because the wording you used, I wasn't quite entirely sure on how that would
On
play
your
out.
turn, you say you're using your boon, and then you pick something that's going after you in initiative
Okay.
order. So if you rolled a 12 in initiative,
Yep.
and say 3 other things rolled lower than you who were enemies, you would have to pick one of them and tell me you want to know exactly what it's going to do.
Okay.
Oh.
And then I have to tell you exactly what it is going to do. And once I tell you that that's what it's going to do, it has to do that. Because you're using Truegar's experience at strategy to attempt to predict what this creature's doing.
Choose an enemy, and it's doing nothing now.
Yeah, there you go. Are we sure it's
Understood.
not
We killed the enemy before its turn, and you were like, yeah, I was gonna run at Truegar, and then it just like corpse gets up,
and then it just dies again.
and you're like, oh my, I hate this.
Can we pronounce it the strategist?
No, we cannot.
Strategic for
No, the
Oglen is
strategize.
Oh, good dice.
Strategize.
Oglen just died in the middle of nothing.
Womp.
Let's go.
Just so the 3 of you understand, that everybody else knows too, because I don't know if everybody watched the episode, last session's episode, but they all got +2 to an attribute. That's all they got.
That's all?
That's all they
It's
got.
still pretty good.
Considering most of them had above 20s or 20s and at least 2 or 3, it's not that great. Something like this would have been better for them.
Yeah, I only have a 24. I mean, that's pretty awesome.
Yeah.
I'll only have a 24.
Don't you have like a 26?
Oh my
Strength?
god.
No, 24 in
Oh,
charisma.
Okay.
I thought someone was about to have
They
26.
got an ASI, and that's because, to be fair, they took huge risks with their characters to let me do this to them. So I have to keep it interesting for them, but the goal of these boons is to narrow the power gap a little bit. That, to be clear, they should be more powerful than any of your characters. It's literally the nature of what they are, but it shouldn't be so ridiculous that you guys feel like you're useless. And that's what these boons are attempting to do.
So who wants breakfast?
Midnight. Middle of the night.
Yeah, midnight.
It's AM.
Mechanically, I can use this boon
One your turn, once.
per long rest, and they have to be a lower initiative than me. Understood.
So don't roll a 1.
Many times equal to your modifier.
He only has an intelligence modifier of 1.
Oh.
Which is why I said it's great how this is now giving people opportunities to break the mold of not putting intelligence, not increasing intelligence.
That's why I went with the thief. I
When
looked
does
at my stats, I was
my
like,
Misty Step
really?
re up?
Long rest.
Long rest? Okay, so it's not long or short.
Yeah, no, it's long rest.
Okay.
Question on the whole die is not consumed. The boon would still be used. It's just the die wouldn't. So if I
You
kept
could literally have that superiority die
An infinite number of
an
times.
infinite number of times
If you
If
get
you roll
lucky.
one.
yeah.
if you get lucky, or you could have it once.
Did someone say lucky?
It's super
Reroll that
gambling,
one.
which is why I like it. Which is why I said that all of these could be rebalanced, because
lucky that.
if that 66 ends up being too low to keep you from
hope our
having
final
it
boss
constantly, I will raise it
is
to like
you
75 or 80.
Possessed by like a
So you
Right.
should always use it
69.
as your first one.
and then we have to
When you
like
pull out the
Oh,
gold,
that's so tempting.
That's the final boss.
It's so tempting.
I'm gonna have to go buy a gold die. So that's
I got spray paint.
Okay, I lied.
MWB.
It's not 66, it's 69.
And you have to say nice. every
I
time.
actually am totally
Neat.
accepting of that.
I'm accepting it then.
very big.
We the
I'm
game
the
that I
bad.
play with all my friends online, there's a score on the card that will basically come up with 69% sometimes. And if somebody goes over that, we're like, you suck.
You
You're shit.
Yo, we should play blackjack, but you're not trying to get 21, you're trying to get 69.
trying to get 69. Are there enough cards in the deck?
It's a single
You
player
just
game.
get 6 and 9.
You appreciate
Ow.
this. When I used to work at Sheets in Shepherdstown, it was like a major college town.
Yeah.
Anybody have any questions about what they got?
After the bars went
I
out,
think so. Things were pretty straightforward.
the numbers used to be like more sequential.
I know
than
yours
they
is
are now.
seemingly underwhelming
Whoever
compared to the
got
rest,
69
but
would
it's
yell it out,
so
like 69!
thematic.
And
Yeah,
so
no,
much
I'm
application
enjoying it.
level.
Like the extra movement.
It was like
the bonus
inside
dash.
college.
Like I
town,
keep,
Yeah.
I
Whoever
keep telling
got
how many
that
times
ticket,
every
they
week.
got
So I was like, I
Yeah.
should dash with my bonus action like they can.
Yeah, that's my favorite. Whenever we get like 69 or 420, and I gotta be like, alright, 69.
I had somebody tell me that was going to kill the balance of my
Yeah, pick
game.
another maneuver.
And I'm like, I did that so long ago. Are you
Yeah,
kidding?
that's right.
What is it you speak of?
I was like, yeah, no, I'm giving my warlock the actual bonus action, and they're like, why? You're gonna kill the balance. I'm like, I killed the balance a year ago.
Score's like, I killed the balance, but I gave that guy mass power word kill.
Yeah, right? Decimate.
What about a similar?
So any
Y'all just
questions?
become him.
Only, not about mechanical stuff.
Are we still in the middle of the night, or are we?
Yeah,
back
no,
to
it's still the
sleep?
middle of the night. You can go back to sleep if you
I
want.
want to see what Oglen's face looks like when Glow didn't give him a hug, but instead gave Truegar a
Well,
hug and didn't let go initially.
I was so like really disappointed. Like, you gotta at least come around and talk for a little bit, even if you didn't have a message for us. And he wasn't here for kind of talk to us. And you just talk to him and poke him in the head. I
And you're like,
was
wow.
at least poking the forehead.
Okay,
He
roll
didn't do anything.
And you know, like that scene in Inside Out, it's like, I wonder
wanna
what's
know
going on
if he
inside
gets-
their head. That's what me to Oglen is right now.
He's regulated.
Is Oglen mad at Truegar because he got...
So are you guys RPing this right now?
Yeah.
Yeah.
This
yeah.
is RP, okay.
And I was gonna ask whether, like, Oglen was at first extremely dubious at Glow's appearance, right? He still isn't sure whether.
Oh no, the three of you for sure felt Alcar's touch on Glow.
Okay, good.
No
All right.
questions whatsoever. You for sure felt
Okay.
Alcar's touch on
Sweet.
Glow.
That's extremely reassuring.
And I felt this.
And while you're all standing there, you hear a voice. Oh, sorry guys!
Oh, I'm
And
glad
you
did
turn and see Glow standing behind you. I kind of rushed out. Apparently I have time.
Good to know, matey. What have you been up to? Obviously, I think you know, kind of.
I know Oglen died.
that. Oglen was just walking up, he's dragging his flail behind him, drops it, and then just goes in for the hug. And it's just,
Glow goes, ah!
and he just hugs him.
It hurts!
It is.
Glow just like full on screen, right?
Yeah. No, it's like Oglen just like goes in and bear hugs him, and Glow's just like, ah!
I'm trying to stay.
What
I get there's
how
like
far
a-
have you been up to?
I don't know if I can tell you.
Oh.
Like
Can you do generalizations? Like, are you running errands? Are you
Stuff
listening,
and
watching,
things and other
listening to
things.
people delivering messages?
Stuff and things and other things and more things.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
You having more
So
fun?
like, you
doing
know
that?
who my
Serious
friend
ways.
was, but who's your friend?
Well, not to be a drama
Hawkeye?
queen.
No, who was your friend?
Eterna.
Okay, cool.
She's a really cool unicorn.
Thorin once again stealing the
So
thunder of someone.
when
he
you
just met.
when you do your Eldritch Blast, what color is it? You know what? It doesn't matter. Mine was a rainbow.
Nice. I'll have to see if I can try and do that.
Eterna let me do it.
And if I can butt in here for just a second, it's true. I did die.
Oh, I know.
Zero.
I see what's up there.
And I gotta admit, seeing you is the first time I'm feeling like I can be certain that I actually got out of that place. So thank you.
So,
for being-
Never.
And Oglen like was ready.
Not as bad as Loki,
I love
but
that.
friendly mischief.
okay.
Not like I'll drown your kids and then call it mischief.
Oh no, I meant like friendly, not like
Yeah, no, Loki, everyone
let's
calls,
start Ragnarok.
everyone calls Loki mischievous, but he would drown your kids and then be like, oh, I'm just being mischievous.
got you.
Just a little Jake, my friends.
Glow was the friendly mischievous. It was
Good, hey, I got you designer clothes.
He's a
Oops,
prankster.
they're Old Navy.
No.
That's mischief.
Yeah.
So you watch as Glow like puts his hand on Oglen's forehead and says, "Demons be gone!" It says, "Did that work?" No. Okay.
I thought at least some of these folks would have disappeared.
They're really not demons that wound. They actually missed them. They would help save you.
That is,
Believe it or not.
that's encouraging. It's good to see you, friend.
You know, he when you say some of them did help you, believe it or not, he looks right at Matteo and says, "Yeah, I've heard some stories."
And tell me what you think about this globe, but I think it's extremely important that we don't ever go
I'm
back
off the clock.
to that place again. Oh,
I'm just hanging out with friends. I'm off the clock.
I understand if you don't want to talk work, but I fear there's little time left in my life for anything else.
Wait. You know how much time a certain person has because of what you said about Brudall's mom, right? You know how much time we have?
Well, no, I know how much time your friend's mom has because she's dying right now.
Oh, so that means what?
She's very, very sick.
There are things that are like set in stone unless something changes about his mom. I think that like what he's saying is accurate.
Like nothing can save her from her fate.
Okay,
Because-
why is my mom the subject?
Because I want to know how long I have left, bud.
Look, I don't give a shit about you.
Oh, well, I don't give a shit about your mom, huh?
Because I like my mom more than you. I think. I don't really know. Never met
Well,
her.
he started it. I'm just trying to get a perspective
Well,
of
he
how long
hasn't
Oglen
changed
has.
any.
No,
She's going to
no.
die, but what if a lich?
Technically still dead.
Brew is literally.
Your mom
just
is going to die no matter what you do. You can't save her. But I know you have a lot of...
Alright.
Say it, Jeremy.
We saved the dwarf
welcome
guy.
back.
Sorry. You know, I like you, but I'm really thrown off here because the word mom's haven't heard it in a few years.
I
You-
understand.
It's
Your
like
mom
a maternal
hasn't-
figure.
Your mom hasn't been imbued with the essence of a god.
Can she?
No. She's dying. They can't interfere.
This god shit's tricky.
Well, that's about seals it. So,
Well,
Well, the kids pull all rolls.
So you really don't have anything to tell us about whether we should go to the desert or not? No message for us whatsoever?
It looks like he's like struggling, like internally, like trying to figure out a way around it.
oh, he's trying to think of a rhyme or some
Perhaps.
sort of...
Is anyone wearing heavy armor right now?
Oglen.
He like stops at those two and says, seems awfully warm to wear that where you're going.
Certainly. And I'm not even certain that we should even go there. That's,
Seems awfully warm to wear that where you're
I
going.
think what he's saying is that like we should go there because he's saying that like if we weren't going to go there, he would say something like, "Yeah, this seems like fine attire."
well, I admit, let me get back to what I was going to say before about work. I have a feeling that Alcar is able to make use of us wherever we happen to direct ourselves, but doesn't necessarily mean that the choices we make are the ones that would be best.
I think he's saying that it wouldn't be best if you didn't do that.
Well, What
I don't know. When you died, you pretty much not a non-choice issue that we had to go save.
So
and
you watch as on the ground he draws a square
okay.
in the dirt with like his dagger, and he cuts it up into like puzzle pieces, right? And then you watch as like a piece of the dirt just magically disappears, right? So it looks like a puzzle missing one piece.
Okay.
He says it would be terrible if you didn't have all the pieces to your puzzle.
That's extremely helpful, friend. Thank you. And I understand the limits of what you're able to share with us here. And
I'm not sharing anything.
that's exactly right. I've learned zero.
He like looks up.
I've learned,
You know what are you?
I'm even more confused than ever.
Thorin
before.
looks at Glow and he's like, has he always been this dense?
Yes. Dwarves are short and heavy.
I am a dwarf!
They are dense by definition.
I hate you.
Biologically dense.
So you guys have been up to a lot. You have new faces.
You do.
We do.
Did you really eat your mom?
Unfortunately.
What was that like?
Tasty, right?
Gamey.
Oh my god.
Oh, it's like
And Oglen,
That is such a tasteless joke.
I think that's just a man talking the truth about something horrible he had to do. And Oglen recognizes that. Like, maybe we shouldn't talk about particulars.
How did you cook her?
I didn't.
Media prayer.
You just ripped pieces of her off and ate them?
Unfortunately. We ate all the bark. And kindling we had in the house.
wait, so do you have like a house upstairs?
Oh, I don't need a house.
What do you do when you go to sleep? Do you
Oh, I don't
sleep?
have to sleep.
So do you guys not raise like pigs where you're from? I mean, honestly.
Thorin's gonna try to defuse this and be like, we also got some neat weapons. And showing his staff.
Are you holding the staff out? So Glow taps it and he watches like it glows for a second and then stops. He's like, ooh, that's dangerous.
That's what I've been told. Like, I'm not allowed to let, like, certain people hold it, otherwise.
And he takes it from you. And he's just like standing there. He's like, this is God magic.
And then he blows up.
Nope. He's like, you've been to the library?
We have.
Just
And
about
he hands it
hands.
back.
Like,
Can you tell us
magic.
where these came from other than gods? Perhaps were they constructed for a reason other than the month?
The
that-
essence of the library makes the weapons for the abbot.
Remember that Toth guy? Probably him.
Yeah, Toth. And
Yeah, Toth.
Yeah.
Toth. T-H-O-T-H.
It's Toth in this world.
Yeah.
yeah.
Went to
Yeah, I
library,
read about
we
that, yeah. That's what I remember, yeah.
Fought some dragons. We've been to the other side.
He like walks over to Sano and like pulls his shirt down and says, I have some scales.
That I do.
Oh, I tend to forget about that from time to time.
Yeah, he's gonna turn into a werewolf or
Yeah,
something.
you're gonna have an interesting couple of months ahead of you.
Dragon puberty.
So, do you have any like new friends up in Alcohol Land? Like, you know, any other notable servants of alcohol that you deal with?
Glow makes
Things
friends
you do
wherever
with
he
this?
goes.
Everybody's my friend, even the people who shouldn't be.
But like your best friends?
Is Alcar?
Your best friends with him?
Yeah.
Does he talk a lot of gossip?
No, he doesn't really talk. It's kind of just like grunting and pointing.
Is that by choice or?
And he like
is
looks up real quick.
Is he okay? Should we be worried?
If he weren't a god, I think he was constipated. He looks up again.
Our friends that didn't make it, are they okay? Are they in a good place?
Yeah, I heard there were some sacrifices.
Not the stupid ones.
Well, that would be quite a few of them.
Yeah, like the one that decided to try to fight something that he couldn't. He's doomed to constantly reading books about stupidity.
Wait, what about the guy that got teleported into the cave? When the magic was all wild.
He lived.
Oh.
Yeah, we saved him.
And then he died.
Sano, right?
So we saved them, but
Are you
then
talking
then he
about the one that
died.
tried to fight a dragon by himself, or the one that tried to fight a sphinx by himself?
I
Both.
think the Wagner guy. Right.
And then the one that
Wow, my character's
decided not to
wag
hide,
that
one that
guy.
Tarask was
Wow.
gonna eat them, and then they just stood there and like they were gonna stop the world under.
Yeah.
Some people are just stupid.
What about Anthe? The one that died trying to do the right thing.
I'm not sure.
Did she die? Was it the right thing if she died?
Yeah.
Oh, I don't know, that's why I asked you.
We gotta be careful about using language like being the tool of demons as being someone who did the right thing.
I think in that instance, it was not the right thing because you even if Anthe is dead, I know for a fact that you guys have a very powerful enemy now.
Yeah.
Outside of the ones you already had.
Yeah. But let's
I
be
think you
clear.
mean they have an
Can you tell
enemy.
us what enemy this is, or?
Evandal?
Yeah.
yeah.
I think you mean they have an enemy. I had nothing to do with that.
No, I mean they as in the world walkers in general.
Yeah.
Oh.
He is working to
Great.
have your guild dismantled as we speak.
Did he fix the sky?
That is good.
If he thinks he's gonna
I
dismantle
can't talk
us.
to you about that.
What about?
If he thinks he's
Can
gonna
you
Ganon.
not talk?
Ganon is resting in Elysium.
Where's
That's a
that?
good thing, right?
Yeah.
Who's that?
As far as end places go, Elysium's pretty nice.
Who got it the worst? I don't even know like most of these people, but
I don't think anybody's really suffering any kind of eternal torment other than Oglen for a little bit.
yeah. And we saw that what that did to the man. So
Jim's epic.
I guess really everyone is suffering eternal torment if they have to listen to you.
that's what?
Damn.
Wow. Oh.
Well,
Oh
you
my
can still lay on the burn even without the nose glow.
Wow. Damn.
Unrelated to the World Walkers, what about this guy? And I point to the Potion Master, man.
He's been quiet and not said a fucking word this whole time, and you're just gonna point to him.
You're gonna make
Can
him
we
talk
trust
to
him?
himself?
So Glow walks over to him and like touches him. Says, "This is Shabra's friend.
So
Does Shabra still like you?"
It's been quite a while since we've gotten to talk, but I believe so, yes.
I'll be right back. And he disappears.
ooh, I think I know where he's going.
And then he pops back in. He's like, "Yeah, I checked with somebody else. She still likes you."
What do you have another messenger friend you checked in with?
No, like one of the gods of love.
Oh, okay.
Who's that?
One of the gods of love.
Oh, okay.
Just one of them.
The one with the name.
Yeah, the love one.
How old is she? He said she was a student 40 years ago. I didn't realize she was quite that old.
He like taps Thimbletripe again on the shoulder and says, "He is actually older than
Why
he
even read
appears."
it?
I don't know.
As is
I don't know.
Shabra, but it's not my place to tell you how old they are.
Fair enough.
Other side.
Hey, Glow. That's your name,
I didn't
right?
realize orcs lived to be that old and still look young.
Magic can do a lot of things. So can well-brewed potions.
Good to know.
You seem to know enough of what's happened to us in our...
I know
Okay.
everything about that's happened to you. At least since you've joined this group.
All the demons, all the freaky people we met in that place between...
Oh, I don't really know anything about what happened there except for what I learned when you came back.
Ah.
That place is separate from this place. The gods have no power there.
So let's say...
I learned that.
Let's say hypothetically, one of them, knew my dad, and another one, somebody in this group, may have told them something.
Wasn't me.
Should we be worried about demons knowing things
Well, in
about
the
us?
place between, they know everything about everything.
Can they get out of that place and then be
Yes.
here?
But once they leave, they won't really remember everything they learned there.
Oh, cool. So they don't remember me.
No, it's like a neutral ground that was placed to challenge those chosen by the gods to carry out their will.
Is it like a dream state maybe, like where like when
No, if you die, you die.
No, like I mean like if you like wake up and you were like in there before, like that was your dream. Do you forget about stuff while you were in there, like like the demons do?
No.
Oh, okay.
The scars on mortal skulls are far deeper.
So,
No, but like the demons, do they forget?
Some stuff.
Oh, okay.
Not everything.
Not the important stuff, I take it?
Yeah, like the super big things. Like,
Okay.
like certain archfiends coming back into power. It's
Yeah,
not
because
something that would be
we shared some
forgotten.
information.
I have a few questions for you, Glow. 3 of them to be exact. What happened to Hakon?
He died.
Yeah, but like afterwards.
He died.
Is he in a better place?
Did he get to go to his eternal battle like he wanted?
No.
Is he sad where he is?
Wasn't Hakon
No,
that
but
wanted-
it's not Hakon or Itzim anymore.
Hakon did not want eternal battle.
When he died, his soul was healed and his mind was healed, so he is one person again. The trauma that caused the split was healed, and he's not, as you would remember.
What happened?
That was sad, but at the same time, it's good for him.
It was a gift offered to him in life as well, and he turned it down because he didn't want to lose himself.
You know that thing that happened in that dragon cave where I
This is
shot
that
the-
arrow thing you guys
I
are
shot
talking
the
about.
wrong thing. Are those people okay? Are they gonna be okay?
I heard a story
Besides the
about.
deadness.
I heard stories about 2 brothers.
The brothers, yeah.
They're dead.
We knew that.
Did they go to a good place?
They went to an average place.
Yeah, that seems about right.
They didn't really accomplish anything great in their lives.
Yeah, they seem happy though together.
Damn, wow.
Lastly, was helping that dragon the right thing to do?
Which one?
Literally any dragon. They all seem kind of scary to me, so I don't know what I'm doing.
You see, Truegar, I heard stories about one of our B members helping a green dragon.
How could you have heard that?
Because you
You
guys
have been
returned.
nowhere. You haven't been in touch with AGA since.
Never mind. Then how would you know it?
I was
Talking
talking
about
about the
before
other
that.
dragon. When we all went and I killed all the people that didn't
The
get
black
resurrected
dragon.
by Alcar. When we had to save the sister of the black dragon that
Oh,
we
the
freed.
2 black dragons. Okay.
Yeah, the black dragon that we freed.
Mm-hmm. What happened to her?
But we already
No,
know
we
that was a bad
killed
idea.
her.
Oh, okay.
We already
She's
know that was a
dead.
bad idea.
The first one.
We had a
That
dragon
did.
track us down because that was a bad idea.
I want to know like how bad of an idea from someone that isn't another dragon.
It's possible that he could be the catalyst to start another dragon war.
And what if we go and beat him up and then...
Good thing I'm not a dragon.
Glow like walks over to Matteo and just pushes Matteo.
Ow.
Give me a DC 25 dexterity saving throw.
Oh my gosh.
Okay. Halfling lucky, baby. Halfling lucky. Alright. 12 plus... Saving throw plus 9. 21.
So you watch as like Glow doesn't even put much effort into it, but he just like pushes Matteo with like a finger. Matteo falls right on his ass. And Glow says, "You can't do it. If you can't stand up, you can't do anything about him.
Oh, I stand up.
You killed his sister, and because of
I didn't kill no one's sister.
you, as in the World Walkers, you are not so special that I'm gonna single you out, little guy."
Oh, little guy. We're like the same size.
Is this normal?
He
Okay, he
like
pushed
he
you
like
over.
does the, and he grows to like 9 feet tall.
Oh.
Is this normal for our group to like, pick fights with creatures that could smash us with
Yes.
a finger?
That
No,
seems like
that's-
a reoccurring trend.
That's a Mateo thing.
It does seem
Oh.
to be rather on brand.
I have no idea.
And after a second, he like shrinks down and he goes, "It's so hard."
That's what she said.
But still
No, that's
still
what he
getting the hang
said.
of that, those god powers, huh?
It's. I thought that when I like went with him to help him that I wouldn't get tired anymore, but I'm tired a lot.
Yeah,
But you don't sleep.
No, they don't even let me do that.
yeah.
That's
I probably wouldn't feel. Maybe it's still because I was a actual mortal, and now all of a sudden they're like, "Hey, do all this stuff," and I'm like, "Whew, tired," and they're like, "Yeah, but you don't sleep."
that seems
I
kind
can't even pretend to sleep.
Do you like get hungry and stuff?
No.
Do you still
Would you like to
have fun?
eat anyways?
It doesn't do anything.
Oh.
I don't even taste it anymore.
When he drank all your brew and he didn't get drink, so I imagine it doesn't really do much to him at all.
No, Alcar's stupid because I don't get drunk anymore.
Wait, should we be doing something about you saying that?
What you gonna do?
I'm just kidding.
I thought so.
Lo, I'd like to ask you a very specific question, if you don't mind. You had mentioned that Evandal is trying to disestablish our guild. Is there anything we can do to prevent that?
Disestablish his face.
No. Just do what you're doing now. Keep your keep your friends happy. Those who have voices in the government, like Maverius and Zandark.
Yeah.
It's unlikely that he'll succeed as long as the Sunwalkers are happy with your performance.
Yeah.
We got
Why
one of
is he
them right
angry
here.
with the group again?
Because one of the former members of the group killed his nephew.
Yeah.
Oh,
One of those things I was saying where somebody here picked a fight with somebody, killed somebody, or hurt them, and then we're all screwed because of it.
I mean,
She was kind
we
of
got Oglen back, so
it was more complicated than that.
Yeah, let's be clear, that was Oglen's fault. And I just
But-
spoke in the third person for some reason. that was my fault.
In Oglen's voice
yeah,
too.
right.
It was more complicated than that.
Yeah.
She didn't necessarily do the wrong thing, but there were other ways to go about it, like ignoring the doorway with the magical barrier and trying to break through the wall.
Yeah,
That was a genius idea.
yeah. If I had,
I don't know if it would have worked, but she didn't really try anything other than stabbing the poor kid.
and if I hadn't doubted myself so much, she wouldn't have even had to be put
So
in that
now,
position.
Evandal has contained the power he contains for longer than he was meant to, and it is slowly driving him mad.
Well,
Is he
I feel like that's
Got
something to
it.
take a
Mistakes
note
were
on.
made. Moving on.
Is he attempting to disestablish the guild via legal means so that the leaders of the Alkarian Empire will no longer recognize us as a guild, or is he attempting to destroy
Oh
us?
no, he's trying to do everything he can to destroy you.
What about members who wish to disavow their membership of the guild? Will he ignore them?
Probably not.
Yeah, he's
was it the
pretty
soul
crazy
or the
from what I
body
hear.
of this kid that was important?
Both.
You're no
He
longer
was
the
meant to
world
be the
walkers,
next
we are the
vessel
realm
for the powers
walkers.
that Evandal holds.
Is there a way to recover this boy's body and soul?
we just need to rebrand it.
We don't know.
What about the true resurrection spell? I've heard a little bit about that.
There's not enough. There is not enough diamonds in the Woodwalker's vault.
So magic is really odd. Some souls are consigned to go to certain places no matter what when
They die.
they die.
Yeah.
Like mine.
Like your three friends, when they die, unless they succeed in the task that they've been given, when they die, they will go to the place between and they will suffer eternally.
Oh, that's not fun.
And it will not be better the second time.
No, it will be worse. You can't be recovered a second time.
Yeah.
Ooh.
But some souls, such as Evandal's nephew, he was also touched by the gods of magic. Evandal's whole purpose, and he looks up, am I supposed to be saying this kind of thing? Are you gonna stop me? And he continues, Evandal is an agent of all of the gods of magic, because most mortals don't know, but there isn't just the pantheon of elves, or the pantheon of the empire, or the pantheon of humans. There are pantheons within the pantheons where the gods of magic all serve on a pantheon, and the gods of death are a pantheon in addition to their primary pantheon. And Evandal served the pantheon of magic. And he, has been tasked with traveling the material plane to seek out magic or artifacts that may be too dangerous for mortals to contain from ages long past. And that's what he's been doing for 40,000 years.
Wow.
40,000?
Yeah.
Could I join a
I thought
pantheon
Shaka
that's
was
not
old.
their pantheon, but still hang out with their pantheon? Pantheon.
Well, I worship the halfling gods.
He just
That's not-
laughs at Brudall okay.
I mean, I worship the halfling gods. I pray to Yandere.
Yeah, I don't want to
and stuff,
join
but-
yours.
Well, no, I'm just
don't
saying,
want
but
his.
I can
want
hang with
something
them.
else.
You gotta do something important before you meet in the Pantheon, huh?
Shabra worships the gods of the empire.
Yeah. And I don't have any interest in allowing Evandal to destroy what we've made here, but I don't want to upset.
Evandal is a piece of the puzzle that you need. You can't let him fall to the darkness.
That's what
If
works.
he falls to the darkness, he'll have the power of the gods of magic to aid.
Beating us up with.
Does that mean we need to find a replacement for him to transfer his power to?
No, it's not.
We need to
It's
redeem
not
it.
that simple. I mean, Evandal's nephew was fairly old as well. I believe when he was killed, he had just hit 10,000 years.
Oh my god.
Jiminy Cricket.
He looked like he was 14.
Yes, that is the magic that they possess.
God, I'm only gonna live to like 150.
Most elves, when they reach that number, they choose to pass into the afterlife. But Evandal and his nephew are tasked with a great purpose, and one of your members took that option from Evandal, and I fear it may have sent him into
It's not gonna rain. You can stop looking.
a
at it.
furious rage. Oh, I'm not worried about the rain. I can make that stop. I'm
He's worried about the sun.
Yeah.
Nice. That was the
It's
first
not-
good thing you said today.
Yeah, that was a good one, guys.
It's nighttime. Yes.
It doesn't matter for the sun I'm talking about.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And that's on
Symbolism,
outcome.
Brudall. Symbolism.
Mm-hmm.
These rules are stupid. You guys have. I'm just saying.
And that's why you won't be in a pantheon.
So
The
how
exit's
can we
over
help him? We can't find him a replacement.
You can kill him, which could be bad for magic in general,
Right.
but
Yeah.
it would return the power he possesses back to the gods, back to that pantheon, or you could try to reason with him.
Yeah.
Once
should
the
find his
gods
treasure
had,
trove first.
if the gods had that power returned to them, how long would it take before they chose another vessel?
It could take an eternity.
Just wait until they see me.
Wait, so he wants to kill us, but we're supposed to reason with him instead of kill him? How is that possible?
The servants of Alcar must entertain all possibilities.
That's right.
Mm.
He only sees us as the enemy because we have acted as such. So if we continue to do good work in the world, then the evidence will mount, and perhaps his current convictions.
Before and he looks around at you guys and he says, "Before I go, I have one last piece of advice because I'm being called away."
This is the first thing you're writing down?
Yeah, come on, man.
Even Ben's getting upset at that. Trust the king bound in stone in the temple.
Which temple?
You'll know when the time's right.
Wait, the one we saw in the well?
I assume the
The
endless.
few of us that are... I think it's just me, actually.
I did too.
I think
King
it's the
Rounded
I think it's the endless sands place.
The king bound in the stone in the temple.
Plus the king bound.
Oh, okay. So his name is not King Bounden. It's the King Bound in. What a cool ass dwarf name.
King bound in
Bound in stone.
Trust the king, comma,
Bound in stone, yeah.
Just the king bound in stone, and then you said another sentence.
I also heard there's a cool artifact there.
In the temple.
Bound in stone in the temple.
Well, I very much appreciate your visit, and more than that, the hope that you've given me to trust that this is where I think we are. I didn't think anybody could do that, and you proved me wrong.
So he nods. He
I
nods
thought
to.
we proved you wrong, because you're here now.
He nods to Oglen and says, I have one last gift before I go." And he does the whole, and his eyes glow super bright.
Super Saiyan mode.
Okay, bye. And he
What was
disappears. You all feel super rested.
It was good to see you, friend.
Which temple? Was it the one in the middle of the desert? I was just about to ask which temple.
He wouldn't be able to answer you. He parsed it super carefully.
Okay.
So did that act as a long rest, or like we still have to rest?
You're good. You're long rested.
But should we travel at night?
7:20.
Anybody want to come with me to go look for some food?
No, I remember last time that happened.
Well, it's still in the middle of the night.
It is, but
We're gonna take our
last
break.
week ago
You think that's gonna stop him?
How long is the break?
15.
I'm gonna-
I would appreciate if the break was actually 15 because we have a fair bit to get
I'm
through
setting
tonight.
a timer.
Yeah.
Because we're 3 weeks behind.
Yeah.
Yeah, I said. I'll be right back.
And in truth, we're almost at the end of this campaign, this arc of the campaign.
Oh, man.
7:20 right now.
They don't know that we were gone.
But now they do.
Every time he says that, teach him a lesson. Every time he says that, he loses an action in combat.
Oh, no. Oh,
The
no.
first 5 turns.
His
of
boon
initiative
is
order.
Wow, that was wow.
His boon is
wow.
spent.
Maybe he just has to give all of us 1 gold.
I had the stake in this going smoothly.
A fifth of his total goal.
No, just typically experience points.
Oh, no. It's like Fable.
Oh god, he'll be level. He'll be level.
We'll be level 1 at a time.
I hated that game.
Yeah.
Yeah, there were a couple times where I died and I immediately pressed the off button just so I.
Yeah, right. It's like, absolutely not. No, I worked too hard.
So, it's the middle of the night. You guys are kind of standing around the fire. Glow has just left. Thimble Tribe stands up and says, looks at you guys, and does this happen a lot to you?
I mean, since
probably
I've
what
joined
you
them,
would expect.
kinda.
Love and compassion
What?
from my friends. Yes.
So we have a good bit of interaction with the gods. Definitely much more so than average traveler.
Is that really a good thing, though?
I don't know.
Probably
Some
not.
days yes, and some days no.
Sometimes being the.
I don't know. I don't feel tired anymore, so I don't know what just happened, but I guess I'm gonna be on my way.
Bye.
So we'll
You
leave
sure
it,
don't
sir.
really want to wait for daylight. I would hate for your horse or your wagon to hit a hole in the middle of the night, not being able to see your path.
Or displace a beasts.
Oh no, it's fine. And he walks up to the front, and you notice that there's like a silver ball on the front of the bar that the horses are hooked to, and he touches it, and it starts glowing like a headlight.
Oh, the light tank trick. I always forget
That's
about
pretty
that one.
neat, nifty trick.
Wait, since you feel rested now, don't you kinda owe us
Oh my god.
a favor?
You son of a.
Could you tell Shabra that Dimble misses her? From me?
Yeah.
That does not.
I
For
could
you to say.
tell her for you.
Yeah.
Yeah, what
That's
he
not
said.
your place to say. That is Dimble's place to say.
Well, now it's my place.
Yeah, like you said.
Has Shabra taken a liking to you?
Yes.
Huh.
No, he
I
just,
guess that hasn't changed about her.
he's just the one that writes the
What
checks.
do you mean by that?
Oh, in all the years I've known her, she likes the little people.
No, she has a thing for short guys, huh?
She does.
Don't worry, I'm not gonna steal your woman.
I mean, as far as I know, there've been a couple of, really tall people because she's really tall. Like, and you're looking at him, he's like 5'8", maybe 5'9". And if you remember, Shabra's like 6'6".
That's
Does she, does she still have problems talking in anything other than Orcish?
Yes, when we first met her, we didn't realize how intelligent she was.
Yes, that was my mistake too. Until I learned Orcish. I thought that I was going to have a workshop made for as long as I wanted. And then her artistry came through, and then I learned Orcish from her. She's really smart.
Yes.
So you know Orcish?
Yeah.
Nice. Do you know Giant? I know Giant.
And he looks at you and goes,
I do not condone this behavior.
Was it just noises or did it actually?
no, it was like, I speak giant too.
Okay.
We just lost all our giant viewers.
So in Giant, Thorin's gonna be like, nice. I don't get to meet very many people that speak Giant. This is
And
neat.
then he instantly goes into like saying, I speak Elvish, and in the language that it is. So if you understand the language, you know what he says. I speak Elvish, and Dakarian,
Know that one.
and Dwarvish,
Yep.
and Gnomish, and Halfling.
Oh, I
Wait,
know that one.
they don't have a language.
Well, yes we do. I'm speaking it right now.
Yeah, but it's only half a language.
Oh my god. Yeah, but the other half's also a language.
Sick burn, bro.
I thought the other half was a halfling.
I know a lot of languages. But I guess, when you've been around as long as I have, you're bound to pick something up.
I use my Sylvan tongue when I ask Maximilian. In the desert, is there any use to this language?
Not really.
Thank you.
I don't know what you just spoke, but I'm sure it's more common than what I speak. And I speak in Undercommon.
What do you say?
I speak Undercommon.
No habla inglés.
Thimble Tribe looks at you and says, in Undercommon, so do I.
Well, that's like the first one I've ever met. Like, you're not gonna believe this. I probably should not, but
Is this in Undercommon still?
yes.
Okay.
I learned it from a book. I promise. Hand on my heart.
Roll deception.
He's not deceiving. That's one of the few books
Doesn't
he read.
matter, everybody expects you to lie anyway.
Do I get to add my intelligence? Do I get to add my intelligence?
And your boon.
Sure.
Let's go!
The hot boon.
Where's the 16.
I trust you.
He's into it.
He thinks you're a liar.
No, he can think whatever he wants.
Liar, liar, pants for hire.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they are.
Just gonna hire the pants?
Mm-hmm.
Has Shabra been practicing her other languages?
Wait, what does he say that in?
In Undercommon to Matteo.
I don't know. I couldn't tell you. Still speaking.
So then he looks at the rest
Has
and
he even
in,
met Shop?
I think once or
Yeah.
twice.
so then he looks at the rest and in Alcarian
No,
he
we
asks,
haven't met Chambra.
We haven't?
No.
Oh yeah, we haven't been back. Yeah, no.
Yeah.
and in Alcarian he says, does Shabra still practice the other languages she knows?
Very rarely. I think I've heard her speak in other languages once or twice. But mainly she uses Alcarian and Orcish when she has the opportunity.
Her skill with the dragon tongue is amazing.
She can speak to dragons.
She can.
That is amazing.
Was that the first language she learned? Aside from
It was the third language that that she learned while she was studying under me.
It's very impressive.
I don't know what she did to convince the dragons to teach her, but they wouldn't teach me.
Considering the esoteric nature of the dragon language, I wonder what made her want to learn it in the first place.
I don't think she had a choice.
Circumstance. Okay. Yeah.
I mean, I speak giant. That's not too common either.
But you wander, so you've met dragons, or I'm sorry, giants, and so you would want to meet more giants.
I mean, yeah, the one that I did meet, he was pretty cool. That's where I learned to make kombucha.
Ooh.
I need to make more kombucha. Glue drank all my kombucha.
You did take a giant glug of it.
A couple days I'll have more.
As long as he didn't drink the giant puck that was at the bottom.
Mm-hmm.
And I have 3 water skins, so like I
Go to the brothel and find out. Damn, it might be now.
I remember that now.
Could not share that.
Speaking in Orcish, so what about those sand sharks since you're awake? How would I know that one of them's coming?
Early warning
You
signs.
could see its little fin.
And what if could I potentially redirect it away from me towards maybe some smaller feet? Yeah.
Anyone else speak
Make them
Orcish, or
run
is
to
it
make more
just-
vibrations. Because they travel through, feeling what's going on around them.
Vibrations.
Hey, Brudall. What are you guys talking about?
I'm trying to ask him about his potions because I want to know if
I'm insight checking.
Roll deception.
I would like to assist Brudall in his deception.
How?
By telling Ash. Yeah, he's literally just asking me about potions.
Do you speak Orcish?
Yes, I do.
Do you know who his husband is?
Yeah, I don't know why I just halfway through the sentence.
I'm pretty sure you got it.
Wow. Seriously? And you're not gonna stop? You're not gonna stop? Oh my god.
No,
you're
it's
gonna
out
get
in the world.
roasted.
It's in the world.
Knowing your stats, I got
It's like literally one of those moments. Halfway through, I'm like,
11.
Stop.
Yeah, I was like, knowing your stats,
And then I got to the end and I'm like, dude, I'm gonna get roasted.
So I would like to assist.
And everybody does know that he speaks Orcish, so yeah, you can assist.
Everyone except the
roll it.
DM knows that he speaks Orcish.
Take 10 points of damage. You can roll that at advantage.
Okay.
And if you rolled badly, you can just re-roll anyway. Smart ass.
Got him.
Hey!
It's a nat 20.
It's a nat 20.
Really? That's
Hey, I did not 22. What's your modifier?
4.
No, mine's 9.
Oh, all right.
Let's see what my modifier is.
Does Ash, what languages does Ash speak?
It's a 20 modifier.
Elvish, Common, Dwarvish, Draconic, and Alfarian.
Oh yeah, and Orcish.
And Orcish. He knows at least more than the DM does.
So, based on what he was saying, it doesn't, you don't know exactly what he said or what he was asking. But when he tells you what he asked, it doesn't exactly line up with the impression you got while he was speaking.
It's like one of those overdubs where there's like 10 sentences of words, and they say it.
Kill him now!
Yeah, right. It's like that couldn't have been the whole story.
There's like 3 minutes of mouths moving, and it's like, kill him now! What?
There's more to that.
There's like 3 minutes of mouths moving.
We lost a lot of context there.
More to that.
Brudall, I know everyone's been talking in different languages to test this guy, but you've been speaking in more than just 1 or 2 sentences. You've been having a dialogue with him, and I'm kind of worried that you might be hiding information from us for your own benefit.
Dimble tribe looks at you and says, no, he was just asking me if sand shark fillets taste good.
I got a 50.
I don't have to roll because he gets a plus 16.
Yeah.
Really? That's what you asked?
I just want to know more about this. There's a lot of weird stuff happening. I am not in tune with
You
it.
asked about what they taste like?
Yeah.
Do you even know how to kill them?
23.
I'm
I
open.
mean, we're gonna be in the middle of the desert, and there's like other customs and stuff. So like, food is cool.
Did you ask what they're weak to? Like, how to kill them?
No, but
Well,
if
that's
you
what
want
it
to
is.
intervene, you can totally ask
Well, I
me.
would have, but I didn't know what you were talking about. So I
He
didn't
looks
want
at
to
Ash
ask
and says, well, I don't know if they're weak to anything, but I know that, like,
I
if
mean,
you're...
they're sand sharks. They probably don't like water.
No, they do.
Oh, they're shocked still.
Speaking of-
They're shocked still.
Speaking of water, what's our water situation looking like? Like, what are we doing about that?
We'll know what it is once we get to the
I mean, I have 1 empty water skin, 1 with working kombucha, and 1 with water.
No, you don't have any kombucha.
So he looks at Ash and
1
says...
working with kombucha.
I can't tell you if they're weak to anything, but I can tell you that
I
if
brought
there are
3
some
water skins. We
swarming
have a
you,
second one already like
if you
working
stop
with kombucha.
moving, sometimes they lose track of you.
Oh, that just gave me a
So they
genius
kind of
idea.
track your footsteps.
Yeah, it's like the vibrations in the sand. And they can't go into the hard ground at all.
Like the stone.
Like bedrock and stone, yeah.
Like in Minecraft.
You know what this means, Matteo, right?
What?
Bitch.
Your 1 pound rock's gonna come in handy.
That's what I was thinking. I was thinking the same thing.
Shut up.
This is my own idea.
Shut up. Yeah, I know. I lost my one pound rock, but I'm gonna get a new one before we go.
Absolutely, just watch Tremors here.
Absolutely.
Oh my god, sand sharks are a thing.
Okay, Kevin Bacon. Fuck you.
Sand sharks are a thing now.
Hey, Gordon, before I forget, can I find a 1 pound rock just laying around?
No.
Okay.
He doesn't trust what you will do with it.
But he always carries the 1 pound around.
Yeah.
Roll perception. It's gonna make up for the lack of dick.
You did give up your 1 pound rock in the place between. I mean, I'll give you that. You
Oh,
Yeah, I
halfling
can't remember what
lucky.
he did with it.
No, I threw it.
It was 14.
Stole it there to bear
and it
trap.
landed on Rudolph's chest.
That was his
Roll
face.
percent.
Yeah, rock hit my head and
No, that's right.
bear trap hit my chest.
I don't know, but it's bright.
I'm assuming I have like a bear trap
66.
scar.
I was thinking it was 69 at first. I was
But
like,
luckily, your
oh.
bicep or your
You found your 1 pound rock.
pectoral is not missing. You have the scar, but it's not missing.
See, no, I worry when people are like, hey, I'm looking for a bunch of pebbles, and I'm like, god damn it, I hate that spell.
What is it, catapult?
No, just the magic pebble spell or magic rock
Yeah,
spell.
so-
Yes, the one where you get to shoot them.
Yeah, it does like a ridiculous amount of damage for no effort.
I'm gonna do one.
It's like
million-
1d6 or something like that.
But you
for each
can't cast
pebble.
spells, right?
And if you upcast it, yeah. Well, that's why I'm not worried if he asks. But if like somebody who can cast that shit asks, I'm like, oh man.
I
I've
was
seen that
looking at
stuff
that.
nearly one-shot NPCs.
Like,
Shoot
I'm
it
gonna,
right
I'm
in
gonna
the
use the
throat.
spell against the Tarrasque, and you take half.
Is
its
it a
life.
higher level spell? Like 4 or 5?
It's bad.
think it's only like 2nd or 3rd level. I could be wrong.
It's a pretty early spell.
Yeah, I think it's only 2nd or 3rd level.
Yeah.
What's it called?
Magic
It's like
stone.
magic,
Magic
stone or
stone.
magic rock.
That's a cantrip.
I want to say maybe,
Called
yeah.
the D&D shotgun.
No, yeah, it is, because I was looking at it, trying to figure out what I wanted.
Yeah.
Xanathar?
Yeah, no, that's a
I'm just
cantrip.
gonna look on D&D Beyond.
Oh, nice.
Because you know I'm paying for that.
Not a sponsor, just a great product.
I'm not using D&D Beyond
Not at all.
at all.
Not until they give
Not
us
at all.
money.
It's called Wayfinder Exemption? I don't
We're using
No,
the
it's-
Pathfinder's Guide to everything.
I'm using Wiki about
Yeah,
details
yeah.
not at all.
There we go.
It's called
It's not so far
Beyond
It's a
free
cantrip.
payment
That's what I
free
thought.
trial.
It's a cantrip, all
Sticky
right.
wicked. Yeah, that's all I gotta say.
What's it called?
Magic Stone.
Now there is one that
What's
you
cool
can
magic
do.
is it?
You can summon 10 tiny things that do like 1d4 plus
Yeah, it's
1 damage.
1d6
and
plus
they
your
just
spellcasting
shoot all
modifier
that.
for each stone.
For each stone that you're throwing.
And you can get like 3 of
Does
them.
it have to be
stopped?
stone?
Yeah, it has to be little stones.
It didn't hit the ground.
And you
What
can get
about
like
your catapult? It's like
1 to 3
Pretty
pebbles.
Yeah.
I think Catapult's the one where you can throw
See,
objects
it's
around
easy.
you.
You take one stone
Alright, throw
and
me.
you straight get into more
When
stones.
you shrink a rock and
Yeah, you
Spin it
can
in
catapult
stone.
the object weighing 1 to 5 pounds within range. Like
I was about to say, throw me.
That one you can do like multiple.
There's also one that you can cast, and you can upcast it, and it can. I think it's up to 40 objects near you into a storm of shit that can just wreck somebody's day.
Yeah.
Razor leaf attack.
That's when you piss the home interior designer off.
Because Nar can learn that one. So I was gonna start carrying around 40 pebbles for Nar.
I think there's actually a limit to how many you can throw.
It starts with 10. If
he's
like,
built
on the normal.
different.
Yeah.
Pissed me off in my army of stones will attack.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
he instantly loses half of whatever he can actually do.
Yeah.
All right, so
Bugbear racism is real.
he looks at you guys and says, "Well, I'm gonna go now because I was really looking forward to that sleep, but now I'm not sleepy.
At all. Yeah.
I feel like I just had like a whole pot of coffee
Mm-hmm.
myself."
Yeah, me too. But I guess if we get at it, we'll get where we're going a little sooner. Yeah. I'm just sorry that it means that we'll part.
I mean, if you're upset, you should damn alcohol, that's for sure.
Well, no, I can't say that you should do
I mean,
that.
I don't know that I'm sorry that I'm gonna be leaving you guys, because if stuff like that happens all the time, that's a little terrifying.
It's a lot, I tell you.
It's a lot.
But I can't imagine any other group that'd be better suited to handle this kind of responsibility. So,
And he like looks around dubiously. Are you sure I can?
all right,
Yeah, me
I
too.
could, but I won't.
I mean, the good news is that
He
this
doesn't
should
want
probably
to.
be good for your business after, like, giving us potions, saying that you've helped people that
Well,
are
and he looks at
conflict.
Sano. Well, as long as somebody doesn't tell people about what happened the first time.
Oh yeah, good idea.
We could probably leave that out.
We could
As long
just
as you
play
don't
up the
tell anybody
mystery
that I
aspect
ate
of
mine.
the potions.
Yeah, they're all.
You never know what you're gonna get, and that's part of the surprise. It's like a bag full of jelly beans.
And I have a sinking suspicion that we might be making our way to Nigeria after we finish what we're doing here with the desert. So if you're still around, maybe we'll see you again.
So in like a month,
Something like that.
maybe.
Only a month. How
No
far
way.
is the temple thing that we're going to?
It's
And
gonna
the-
take at least a few more months than that.
Still,
I mean,
Quite a
like
ways.
you've got like a month left.
yeah,
Oh.
a long way to go.
Yeah, you've got
Yeah.
like 2 to 3 weeks minimum to get to where you're actually going.
Dang.
Who knows how much time I'm gonna spend in
Justin
Lyeska.
just did an internal. God damn it!
He said, we've been on this story arc for a year.
Do not worry, good Sir Maximilian. I intend to use one of your potions at the most dire opportune moment.
So is this the guy?
Maybe before that.
Before?
Yeah, because that might be too late.
Then I will use it slightly before the opportune moment.
Is this the guy that made the spell? Like the Maximilian grasp thing? Or maybe. Matteo doesn't know about it. He doesn't care
Accidental
about
genius.
magic.
His apprentice Mordekainen comes out of him.
Hey man, I heard about you in a book.
So Dimble goes to kind of escort him over to his cart where he's in between the rest of the group and Maximilian, and casts minor illusion behind him of just his. And the illusion is just his cloak blowing in the wind to block the line of sight to the two of them,
Okay.
and pulls out his necklace and says, "Tell Shabra I still keep her token close to me. and I look forward to seeing her again. And in a very low tone whisper.
I'm not
Actually, I
ready.
can see him. I'll just do message.
There you go.
Okay. I think you're cheating, bro. Okay. And he looks at you and says, and he looks around and he's super quiet. You're sweet on her too, aren't you?
Don't tell her.
Might be a mistake.
And he puts the necklace away and then drops the illusion just to make it look like it fell back naturally.
Okay. He climbs up on his wagon and tells you guys to
Be safe.
good luck and try not to cross the paths of any other like divine beings.
I wish we could say we won't.
I guess, like, same
feel that's
to
our
you
fate
guys?
I
to
shoot
continue.
his horse.
Shit, roll attack.
I have my
He did have his finger.
I didn't see, so it doesn't count.
Well,
You watch the
You're
video.
gonna have to watch the video.
I have
I'm not waiting
witnesses.
3 hours.
I had witnesses.
I'm joking. Calm down, Ben.
I had witnesses.
So I think for our 3rd anniversary, I'm getting a shirt that literally has a horse being shot in the back of the head on the back of it.
We should get somebody like who does really exaggerated artwork like Shad, and it's just it's fucking.
Just like, sponsored by PETA.
It should be like
This
really,
video is not sponsored by PETA.
really fancy
Very
artwork for the
worth it.
horse, and then
Okay.
just a little stick figure holding a bell on the back.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, agreed.
All right, is anybody gonna stop Maximilian as he
No.
makes his exit? Okay.
Nah, he's just a man trying to make his money.
Yeah. So Oglen is gonna.
Now, as soon
begin-
as like he's out of earshot, though, Thorin's gonna be like, so like he was cool and all, but the last person that we met that knew all languages turned out to be a demon. So I don't know.
Well, he's Shabba's problem
yeah.
now.
Yeah.
Yeah, that sounds
I think
like a
he's
not
just
my
a
demon
little-
problem.
Little touched himself.
Did you guys not get the sense that he was well traveled?
No,
No,
we
yeah, no, it's just after the demon. Like Thorin's a bit wary of things like that.
Yeah.
And I guess Oglen doesn't know about the lizard man, right?
No. We haven't told him
Okay,
yet.
that's right.
Yeah, you know.
So Oglen just sort of cocks a curious eyebrow, but doesn't say anything.
So,
Well, gang, do we try to get some more Z's or get the word
To be
early, or
clear,
just-
none of you feel even remotely
Yeah.
tired right now.
I'm not even tired.
I
Like
think
you feel like somebody just mainlined adrenaline.
But it's still like really early in the night.
It's like it's like midnight. The moon's like
As much as I want to go to bed, I'm kind of like twitching a little bit, so I don't think I can.
yeah.
Does
Is the
Anyone
moon lighting
have,
up the
uh,
trail at all?
I mean, I'm an expert at sleeping when I'm not sleepy, so this is fine.
If we want to walk along the path.
Does anyone have a way of making some light or artificial light?
I mean, I made my hand glow. Yeah.
A
I
little
see
bit.
the calendar.
Can you make my hand glow?
I'm thinking more like the Orby spell or.
I make your hand glow.
Oh, wow.
So my idea would be to.
So if I'm not mistaken, you were actually under a full moon right now.
Yes.
Okay. And there are many
Well-
of us who can see in the dark.
I can.
And also, given his Dirt's glow ability, I could have a giant stick with a glow above it, and that could cast a big general light as we travel along
There
the
we go.
road.
You know, it'd be a great invention if someone made some glasses that you could see in the night. Wouldn't that be cool?
Yeah.
It'd be awesome.
Night.
You could call them the moonfall spectacles.
So like
Not
reverse
nice.
day glass.
Well, I might want to think about calling them Night Matteo Sucks Glasses.
Wow, I don't understand the middle part. But you're like halfway there.
Wait,
God damn.
I think he had a good idea for once.
Yeah, I thought that was pretty
I
good.
think that
Wow.
was a good one.
God
Wow.
damn, Will.
So Oglen's mounting
Night glasses.
Bjorn.
Yeah, that's what we should call him.
Why would somebody buy that? I can see just fine.
Well, you
Because-
can, I can't, he can't, he can't.
Well, I think we should perhaps talk about this on the road. It seems to me we were rejuvenated for a purpose. And that we
Wait,
should
but
get to-
were our horses rejuvenated?
Yours wasn't, of
That's,
course.
Mine's a
that's a
goat.
fair question, Ash.
Were our mounts rejuvenated?
And Oglen begins to look at Bjorn, who seems to always be ready
He's
to go.
never tired.
Yeah, he's fucking ready. So
He's just always pissed off.
he's slightly disgruntled. I think Bjorn here's ready to go. How about the rest of y'all?
What does Ember look like?
A wolf. Oh, I got him.
I was afraid you were gonna do that.
Turn him into a coyote.
Oh no, she's transformed into a duck.
Oh, wow.
Is she awake with
That's a
us?
mallard.
Yeah, they all look like they're ready to go.
Good one.
They look like they're barely containing their energy now.
I
Well,
will roll up my stuff.
if we don't have a lot of magical means, do people have, at least a few people have some torches? I just want some light in the path and just be extra careful, even though some of us have, I know have dark vision and just, we're traveling at night, so we just be cautious.
Alright.
I mean, before we do leave, like, I was gifted another power by my friend that I think, like, we may want to look into using, or whatever.
Which one?
So, and I pull out my Book of Shadows. If I get someone to write their name in this, then, like, when they're going to die, I can bring them back at the brink of life.
So, I think either Oglen
volunteer.
Well, I don't know.
I think either Oglen
I think
and
we should talk about this before anybody writes their name in a book.
Oglen and Dimble
Yeah, what's
should
like-
write their names because they have the longest
don't-
history of dying.
I don't think any of us are able to write our name in that book.
And I'm not sure I want to seek
Is it-
the help of a friend who I don't know the
Is it because
identity
you're-
of.
Connection to Alcard that you can't write your name in your book? In his book?
Yeah.
No.
I just question the wisdom of writing
Yeah, I
your
think
name
you
in a
could write
book
the name of the
just
book,
because
like-
somebody asks
No?
you to do so.
Oh, none of them can?
Oh, okay.
Nope.
Well, I was role-playing from
Well-
a different direction, not from a mechanical, you can't do this
So
direction.
you can roleplay it however you want.
Okay.
Like,
Alcard's already told us kind of we can't
yeah,
deal
can't,
with
we
any
can't do
other
that.
ones.
This is one of those
Whoa.
God things.
When it
Isn't
comes to
this-
the mortal spells, just count yourselves out.
Well,
Because the
Matteo's
power for
always
that
wanted to
doesn't
be in a
come from
book.
Thorin himself. It comes from his patron.
Right, and we don't still.
And they're
still
not
don't know who
allowed
that is.
to give any part of themselves over to anyone else.
Gotcha.
Even a little bit.
Because
It would be like a
Yeah.
poof out of existence for them.
yeah, they're
It would be like a bag of holding in a bag of holding for them.
Oh, yeah.
not just that, but their part of existence does not belong to them.
Yeah.
It belongs to Alcard.
Alright. Well, then if they want to try and relay that, they're in now.
So however you guys want to communicate that with Thorin.
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 Shut up. Shut the fuck up.
Puberty at 37, huh?
Sunny, kind of
I thought
Giving our
I was bad
over
for
to your
forgetting this
guy.
character stroke workish.
we can't
Mark,
give
this is straight up Mark
as simple as our name over to any other gods other than Alcard.
Oh, okay.
Well,
Because, like, I was thinking, like, you three would probably be important because we don't want to lose you, but you guys can't write the name in the book?
Well,
You could write my
considering
name.
what just happened to us, Brudall might have the biggest target on his back. But also considering that Matteo's always wanted to be in a book, I would choose between those two.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, the good news is that we don't have to choose because I can write 5 names in the book, and now we only have 4 candidates.
Well,
Oh,
Wait,
well,
are you
that's
a
easy.
candidate? Is this a one-time thing or a once-a-day thing?
I can do it once a day, but I can, like, write multiple people's names in the book. So, like, if one of them goes down, then I can stop that. But, like, if 2 people go on the same day, I can't do anything about the second.
Gotcha.
I see. And I fear that I'm treading upon the grounds of sounding ungrateful here, but I would caution anybody who's going to write their name in a book from someone who gets powers of which they are not aware.
Roll me a history check.
All right.
could you consider that a religion check as well?
No.
No, okay, so history is going to be a 16.
You remember Glow actually telling Thorin that he personally knew Thorin's patron.
Oh, okay, that's right. Fuck. I mean, we do have some reliable sources. I trust Thorin and I trust Glow, but even good people can be duped by bad forces. I myself have fallen prey to that in the past. And perhaps I've forgotten. Thorin, tell me if you can fill in the blanks here, but I'm not sure I understand a lot about where it is you get your power. And whether that's a thing that we trust.
Permission to interject?
Alright, yeah.
Despite your previous experiences and Thorin's intentions, my goal and my will is to write my name in your book, and I will happily give up a portion of my essence to have my name in that book so that I may continue to fight another day.
Do you write your name in the book?
I do.
Give me a DC 30 Constitution saving throw.
Hell no, I'm not doing it after
Do
that.
natural 20s count?
Nope.
Oh, so is it even possible, dude?
With your aura, it is.
Oh, that's right. You get +7 to whatever you roll.
15, 22,
Truegar disappears.
3, 24, 25.
25.
Truegar disappears.
Fuck.
For real?
Fuck.
Yeah, for real.
Fuck.
Oh,
You have your next character ready, right?
Yes, I do.
Shouldn't have trusted Thorin.
let me go.
Look at Sam's face. Sam's like, what the fuck is happening? What is
What?
This isn't what I showed you. The pure look of panic on your face.
Alright, well.
You're like, what did I do?
at the moment of you
No, not for
disappearing. Oh.
All right, good.
Not for real.
Good.
I just wanted to panic people, and it did
Yeah.
apparently.
It worked. It worked. My heart rate is like.
Sam is sitting over there like,
Truegar disappeared for like 3 seconds and
Now,
then
you can't see my face, but I'm like smiling the entire time. And I'm like, oh, this is a fun joke he's doing.
Yeah. And when Truegar reappears, he's like, sorry guys, lag.
nice me.
That's why my eyes were wide. I'm like, ah.
Yeah. That's
So
not
nothing
bad.
happens when you sign the book.
I'm gonna have you sign the inside of that just so I can keep track of who I've done it.
Can you change these names?
Yes.
You can, okay.
Yes.
I don't know if this is like your name's in there forever type thing.
That's what I was trying to figure out, if it was like
Like a one
you did it and that's it, or if it's like every day you need to
No,
do
I
it.
can do it like more like.
It's probably every long rest or something.
Brew will take your
Maybe-
book, but then he'll ask you, is this like a god magic thingy, right? That's what this is.
Divine.
Divine, yeah.
That goes with gods and pantheons and
Not
all
really.
that other jazz they've talked about.
Do you remember what we talked? Do you remember what we talked about?
Yeah, she's
Okay.
she's the wandering
A
spirit.
paragon.
Yeah.
So she's not really a god. She was a mortal, like a glow. She was a mortal who was entrusted with power by a god.
Yeah, she was like us, and then she like was gifted power and like became magically imbued with like god powers.
And was made a
like
servant.
Glowy Man.
Yeah, I guess.
Alright.
Glow did believe in
Yeah.
a unicorn.
Yeah,
Granted him.
as an action, you can magically erase a name on the page by touching the name on it. So I can just go boop and erase it.
Nice.
Boop. Hey, fuck you.
I don't care if you die anymore.
But it does make a sound when you erase it. One piece at a time.
Like that SpongeBob episode. Like that SpongeBob episode where Mr. Krabs is running two pickles together.
High quality Foley work, Gordon.
No.
Going to the boot with the pipe.
So,
Didn't know this was.
That is somebody scraping their nails across the fucking chalkboard.
Oh.
I can't quite mimic that one. So.
That seems
Thank
why
God.
I
Yeah.
have to use free.
You know, I get
I feel like Sam.
I get
could,
5
so that's
charges.
not
There's
encouraged.
4 people to give it to, so
I don't want to hear that.
Wait, can you write your own name in the book?
I mean,
Yes.
yeah, but I don't think that I could do it to myself because I think I have to be conscious.
I'm sure you could if you really wanted to.
Just gotta be adventurous.
Just gotta be quick enough. Like,
oh no, I'm about to get hit by this lightning bolt. Time to kick into action.
I can see the lightning coming towards
Maybe
me.
I can use it on myself because it says when any creature whose name is on the page is reduced to 0 hit points but not killed outright, the creature magically drops to 1 hit
Wait.
point instead.
So,
Based
we
on
got
the way you
three.
just said it, it sounds
So
like
is
it
it
would
just
work
us
on
three?
you. even
You
though
can do
you
it
weren't
yourself.
this.
with
Oh,
this,
my name.
take priority over relentless endurance.
Negative, because
I
as
think
far
we're-
as I can tell,
that
relentless
happened
endurance is a thing you
That
can
one?
choose.
This is
Okay.
Because if I'm not
So,
Trying to figure out where.
in terms of which one is consumed first, that one is.
Okay.
Because it's not a choice.
Oh,
It just
Sam,
happens.
Sam, you played WoW,
Yours,
right?
from being an
It's
orc
like Soul Gem.
or Half-Orc, whatever, you can
I think.
choose to use it. You don't have to use it.
Okay.
Like, actually makes a lot of sense, yeah.
So essentially, I could.
You're on Novernal 24th. By the
I
way.
could use my relentless endurance if we have multiple people going down, and then you don't have to use me for your weapon.
But if you're the first to go down,
Give
you
you
front
a
on
copy.
Yes, no, that's why I'm
Reflecting
Yeah.
New Year.
trying to think
I didn't hear.
how it
But
would
I will be
operate.
writing.
Oh no, it'll be for the next year,
Yeah.
for year 300.
I'm thinking in
Gotcha,
terms
gotcha.
of like,
Thank you.
we get hit with fucking fireball and multiple people are going down.
Yeah. Multiple people go down at the same time. It's choosing at that point, I suppose.
Yeah.
That's usually a really good time for one person.
Yep.
Well, I can write my own name in it, and Thorin's writing his own name, because why not?
I appreciated the joke.
I did.
It
That's all
took
that
me a
matters.
while to feel how like, fireball. Oh, going down. Oh, oh.
Everybody looked at me like, really? Really? That's the joke you're gonna make? And I'm like, yes. Yes, that's the joke I fucking made.
Now that the book signing is done, I guess we need to decide marching order. We definitely want someone who can see well in the dark in the front and in the back.
So it is well lit. Like the road has the moon is like right above you. So at the moment the road is well lit. And you do know that the road it pretty much follows eastern western. So you'll have the moonlight for a while.
I think that's a good idea.
This is my hint that you're probably not going to have any road encounters.
Oh, sweet.
So if you want to set up a marching order, that's fine, but you don't really need it.
Okay.
We had enough combat for a few weeks. 1 or 2 weeks without it is okay with me.
We litigiously strategize 20 minutes about that optimized marching order, and then we're ready to go.
I'm writing group super strategized marching orders.
Super strategery.
Kill them all.
Kill him with a big rock.
And Matteo won't take a hint because he still wants to lead.
Wait, strategy means strategy?
Strategerize.
Strategization.
Yes.
Strategon.
Should he go?
Brudall is going to want to ride
no, Strategon, it's
close
already
to
happened.
one of you three.
Okay. Yeah, I guess
I hate you.
traveling RP stuff.
I got the joke.
He's probably
which
aimed to
killed
travel
me
closest to you
inside.
just because
Yeah.
he has had a better connection.
So let's say that Oglen is near the back of the group.
Okay.
And if you're okay with being near the back of the group,
What do you
Thorin?
really want
Yeah,
to do
sure.
in the back?
Just for roleplay stuff. Any other roleplay stuff that's relevant about people's position?
Yeah, this is free time. Like, you guys do what you want, because I'm going to fast forward.
Okay.
Dimble wants to be riding close to Truegar.
Close to Truegar. Okay, so maybe you guys are in the front.
That makes one of us.
Because when you approach me, Dimble, I will say, I know that you wanted me to wake you up a few minutes into my watch, but that was totally sidelined.
Yes.
Is there something you'd like to say?
Yes, I took heart what you had to say before we jumped into the other side and pondered upon it greatly. You definitely don't want to be any of the members here to feel like they're lesser than those of us that are following Alcar. We're all following Alcar. We just have a little bit more of a stake in it, and he has a little bit more stake of us. He has a piece of us, and we have a piece of him in us. But with that being said, there's definitely, I see now times when he's going to be pulling us in directions that might not be safest for all the group. Even though Ash might be taking over second in leadership temporarily, while Oglen heals, I feel like we need some kind of check and balances system in that, and since you're the one that spoke up to me, I feel like you're the best, and you stood back and kept watch and showed your leadership qualities and heading up that group that stayed back. You're the best equipped to handle that. You know, come up with some kind of big fancy title for it, the untouched in charger. Well, we'll work on the title anyway. But if there ever comes a time when you feel that Alcar's, or that us serving Alcar is putting the group in undue and unjust danger, then it is your task to step in and
Thank you for the privilege, the opportunity. And
Respectfully, go fuck yourself.
I'm not about to be on the bad side of God.
you watch everyone who has a passive perception of at least 5 sees Truegar leaning very close to Dimble. Thank you for the opportunity. You're goddamn right I'm gonna call you out if you do some bull-ass shit like you did last time.
Wait,
But what you did last time, leading into the portal, got Oglen back. And so I will support you next time for sure. Thank you.
Okay. I just want to make sure that basis is covered. And I know you will do it well.
I will. To the utmost as I can. And then hiya!
Then we'll just back a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
You're watching the United States government. This is how checks and balances are supposed to work. Civil discussion. All right, you wanted to.
Yeah, at the back of the group. So I got you and Dirk near me.
Yeah, we're around.
Perfect. This will work great. All right, so you were in a place with demons and fiends, but you got God touched, right? And you got this lady who's kind of like Glow was.
Yeah.
So how do I become like Glow or you? But I don't want to be you because I don't like that idea of like you have to go somewhere. How do I do that?
Well, did you want to go first? Otherwise, I can explain a little bit about Alcar.
I feel like having that much power, there is going to be someone to tell you to do something, regardless of whether or not you want to do it. Like, I was lucky in finding my friend because she's just like, cool, like, your thing's aligned with mine. I'm like, awesome. So it's there's no real like negative side to it, but like the more powerful you get, like the more checks and balances and stuff that has to happen. And so like if you're looking to get super powerful, you're gonna have to answer to someone. At least that's how I feel.
Yeah, I think that's correct. As far as I understand, the only ways to rise to great heights of power and have no one to answer to is to gain that power in ways that are corrupting and nefarious. Liches and vampire lords and that sort of thing. But I mean, if you're just interested in finding a way to like increase your own prowess in order to accomplish the goals that you have set forth for yourself,
Right.
Then I'd say the best thing you can do is just stick around because at least the God that I serve is much more interested in the way that people act in the world than in the way that they talk or believe or pray or any of that. And if you're out there doing good things, that make Lyeska a better place. The forces that are moving the pieces across the world are going to notice that. And they're going to want you as their champion if they recognize the great opportunity that they have in front of them. Now, if you're interested in more of like an Alcar focused thing, I have the power to dedicate people to that line of service, but it would mean giving up some amount of your freedom. It would mean promising to not do certain things. Alcar,
What would I be promising not to do? Can I,
Not become a lich, probably.
well, are you familiar with with that old adage that the standard that you walk by is the standard that you live by? The thing that you're willing to just turn a blind eye to. That's the
I'm not
very
blind.
moral code. Okay, so this is sort of how Alcar works, and as far as I understand it. So, for example, if we see people in slavery and we just say, not our problem, and we go away, Alcar is not going to allow that to stand. So you couldn't, for example, come to great wealth and power because of slave labor. You, in general, wouldn't be able to really engage in any systems that oppress people because of who they are or the way they look or what they've done in the past. It's much more about what are they doing right now? But I guess the answer...
I do consider that.
But I suppose the answer to your question has a lot to do with what it is that you hope to gain from it. If it is just power that you want, there's a lot of ways to get it. Not all of them are sustainable. Not all of them are good. But I would doubt very much that you continue to help us in the way that you have, and that is not noticed. I'd say you're hella powerful just the way you are.
You say hella powerful.
I did, bro.
That's off the table.
Also, like as I said, on the other side, when we're going to save you and stuff, like during your trial, I'm there for action. Like if you need help, like I'm always down for traveling.
I'm thinking I'm gonna need your guys' help with my mom. That is for sure.
Yeah.
Oh, your mom, alright.
Did we all hear that like it's months till she dies?
Yeah, Glow
Said that out loud. Yeah. So I heard that might be.
Did Glow say
considered.
where? Or just time?
Just time.
It could be a different continent?
It could be.
Could be a different mom.
So I.
Return
Return of the moms.
Is that one of those moments you said it and halfway through the word you're like, fuck me?
Strategies here. I feel like a lot of times I'm just at least one, if not two steps behind. So it's encouraging to hear someone else with those same concerns. And I think Thorin here said it well when he suggested that you might travel with him. You know, one way for us to get out ahead of this stuff is to stick together and to think together about how to change whatever it is that we're doing, which is not working. Let's be clear. And to make some fundamental plan that will hopefully stop us from picking up these pieces. Because I'm not sure we can rebuild Lyeska out of the fragments that are left after evil has done what it wants to do. We need, like you said, to stop it before it ever starts. I hope we can do that in the desert. I fear that we won't. But that is the last time. We will stop the next thing before it happens, not after. And I hope I can count on you to help me with that. If that's with Alcar, I can help you there. But
I trust with you back and with all the other jumbo stuff you guys got going on, we can do it. We can stop the desert things going on out there. I'm genuinely, as we're scratching my head, trying to make sense of shit.
yeah, it's a lot.
Just, I'm here for you guys as you'll be here for me. I just want to make us stop losing people. Can't do that anymore.
Yeah, me neither.
As I literally am patting Ember, also thinking about losing anybody close to me.
Yeah. You mind if I tell your
I
secret?
make Ember sign the book.
Come on, puppy, do it. Do the thing.
Which is a paw print.
Trying to think now if someone can sign the name on it.
She can just draw an X. Or
Technically, sign
lick
it for
the
her
book.
would be her paw.
get an ink on her paw print and then stamp it in. Like, there's a Blue's Clue.
You don't have to be 100% willing. There could be no courage or encouragement involved in it.
Maybe we could get like a speak with animals druid to be like,
Hi!
here's the terms of the contract.
Speak with animals, Warlock!
Perfect.
If you could convince Ember and RP to ink her paw and put it in the book, yeah.
Oglen, I for one agree with your mission statement because without a world, there is no retirement.
Aren't you in the front?
I'm hearing all of this.
Yeah, we're not trying to.
Brudall is not
Yeah, they're
very
talking
subtle.
normal.
Even when he tries to be subtle, he's still pretty not subtle.
So I agree with your mission 100% because without a world, there is no retirement. So I will back you up.
Yeah,
Besides,
Thank
without a world, how are we going to walk it?
that's right. That's right. But let there be no confusion. I fear that there might be certain objectives that take priority over others. I will do everything I can to save your mother.
Let's be honest here. We got our power because we died. And we didn't want to die. And that's how we got our power, because we didn't want to die.
Oh, you died to get your power.
Yeah, aren't you dying?
I didn't catch on to that.
Wait, you guys got power when you died? I died, I didn't get no power. What kind of scam is this?
Well, I wouldn't say that it was our death.
I thought you were just like touched, you know? Like I've touched
Well,
people
I think we
before.
already kind of had
You guys got
a little bit of
touched.
a run-in with Alcar,
Oh my
and
God.
that kind of pushed it over the top.
Matteo,
So I think if you just die randomly, you already have to kind of have a connection to the god first. And then, even then, the chances of it happening to you or
Matteo.
else is pretty slim.
And also, like,
I'm
didn't
pretty sure
you
he already
say
got
that
in
your
trouble for
friend,
doing-
like, turned it down
To
or
us,
something?
but he did.
I personally would like to ask you a question, Matteo.
You're
What
not
is it
really
between
making me feel
dying
good
and
about
going
what I
unconscious?
was thinking.
No, like, you remember in the...
Good.
And I'm not sure that it was our dying that gave us the power that we have. I think it was our choice to come back as servants that gave us the power that we have.
Because I don't care if you guys have never explained the pact that you actually made, right?
Right.
That never fully explained. Okay.
And you know, anybody can die, but very few people can live for something that's worth living for, because that requires an immense amount of sacrifice. I feel like I could spend the rest of my life trying to make up for the wrong things I've done and not even scratch the surface. But that doesn't mean that I'm not going to spend whatever time I have left taking down every evil force that stands before one of them takes me. And I hope that'll be enough. If I were the one judging, I would say no, it's not. But there might still be hope for people like you, people like these, who...
People like all of us. We all have personal goals to accomplish, and we will adhere to the rules of the guild.
And I want very much to say that I can drop everything that I want to do to help your husband or your mother, but if the sky's ripping open because alternate dimensions of the weave are fracturing into this reality, then I have to set those other things aside.
Well,
I will not command you to do the same, but just know that we might have to make some hard choices, and there might be quests that we cannot pursue, because to do so would be to ignore something else that would mean the unraveling of reality as we know it. And I hope that we're not forced into a position like that.
well, at the end of the day, you know, if the world ends, there's no husband to go back to or no mom to go back to. So,
But even if there's
There's
a
nothing to
world,
wander.
yeah, even if a world exists, if it's a world without your mother, or a world without the person you love, I understand how it's not as easy a choice for you to make. I just hope we don't have to make it.
I will follow you until I think it's bullshit.
That's all I need. Thank you, brother.
Huh.
I think half the stuff we get dragged into is bullshit.
Yeah.
But sometimes, you know, you just gotta put on your big boots and wade through it.
Like the next day, Truegar is just, oh, well, I'm gone.
Seems like we're improving a lot of this.
I will give you an additional pinky. I amend my statement. I will follow you, even if it's bullshit, but I will stop following you if it's massive bullshit.
If it's got that
That's a
real
questionable
stank.
agreement measure in right there. At best, what if you both lose your pinkies?
I have my left pinky.
What if you lose both of them?
I have a toe pinky.
Then he'll use his tongue.
And this
Look,
is really
we'll just
become the
cut-
podcast we
Create
always
a
wanted to
magic
be.
coin way to
Gordon.
get his fingers back.
While I
He's
may
halfway there,
initially,
actually.
while I may initially disagree with your initial orders, I will only disagree with them if I think they are egregiously awful. And you have my word on that.
Oglen was thinking you were a demon like 2 days ago. You really want to make a pact with them now?
Yes.
Actually, it was less than
Because-
12 hours ago.
Yeah.
Glow visited us. And Glow in all of his wonderfulness, questioned the fact that his ale was the best seller. And because of that, Oglen knows that glow is real, and Oglen knows that my word can be trusted.
You all have to understand, this is not the first time I've been rescued from the place between.
What?
So if there's some amount of doubt about whether any of this was real,
I'm pretty sure it is.
Yeah.
then
I don't remember.
He's been in the place between for years,
never mind.
and one of the, if not many of the scenarios was
Don't
him being
explain
rescued. Okay. Sorry, I was mansplaining. I'm sorry. We have dumb people in our group.
so
We have a dumb DM apparently for 3 seconds. Until I realized what was happening.
I had to be sure. The best way to tantalize a prisoner is to trick them with freedom.
Oglen's tears flood the world.
Yeah, right.
We all died.
Is everybody sad yet? 'Cause I can keep going.
You're back alive. I wasn't trying to send you down to like a gloomy little that's not what we're doing here. Okay, you're here. You're with us. We'll stop that shit, and the rift will go away, and we'll go get a drink.
And if we see some demons, we'll beat them up for you.
Yeah. No, right, like what he said.
Yeah.
If your orders are bullshit, I will still follow them. If they're super bullshit, then we have a problem.
And one way that
And I
you
let
can
no
help
one
me,
back.
one way you can help me make sure they're not bullshit, is to make sure that I'm looking forward, not looking back.
Oh, by the way, and then Dimble does the thing to share with Ash and Oglen the conversation I had.
Okay.
Is this a special thing that was super? Everyone put their pinkies in their ears?
Do you need to say it out loud for the
I don't need to
podcast?
say it out loud. I mean, I just share the conversation with them.
Okay.
So do that.
You want us to do it out loud?
If it's meant for everybody to hear, yeah.
If it's meant for
I think
only.
it's just meant
No,
for
I'm
us.
doing the mental
With our-
thing to them.
Well, I would still like to hear it.
Okay.
Okay. Pinkies in ears?
This is adorable.
I don't
Well, maybe the cutest thing that's ever happened at the table.
Are
we not doing it now?
Let's not waste this opportunity.
So Ash and Oglen, I called on Truegar to kind of be our check and balances system, and to not put the rest of the group in undue unsafety needs if Alcar calls us into another place similar to the place between,
Yeah.
and then being drawn into it. And he was very quick to step up and talk to me when I was trashing the group a good bit when at first they didn't want to follow me in.
Yeah, we need people like
So
that.
he's well, we need to work on the title and it kind of the untouched leader, or the leader that's not touched. But kind of like an unofficial third in command, or after us, kind of the go-to person, or if we're not around, or if we have to go on some place that they're not going, then he's kind of in charge. But I just think that there should be somebody within the group that can make calls that's not directly influenced by Alcar to make sure that the rest of the group stays safe.
Yeah, I think that's wise.
We'll do what we need to follow Alcar, but I don't want to feel like these people are being dragged along by the leash.
Yeah, that's right. It's important that we remember the World Walkers existed before our commitment to Alcar did. And as much as I'd like to force them to do what it is that we need done, that wouldn't be Alcar's way.
So, if he calls us on our bullshit, that's his job.
Yeah, that's right.
Okay, that's what I wanted to say.
All right.
And break.
And break.
Yeah. So, hot take of this position name. You could call them the uncommitted advocate, or
Where we can just leave it as the not touched.
the not touched.
So I can make jokes about it all the time.
Yeah, the only one who was not fondled as a child.
That way the next time Truegar gets touched by somebody, you'll be, oh, well, he was touched.
Yeah, and they're like really upset about it. They're like, all my friends got diddled and I didn't.
Like super stoic about it.
We're all Michael Jackson fans, and you're like a Prince fan.
But Prince is better!
It's pretty good.
Like the youngest person here.
He's the Macaulay Culkin, you know, the one that hung around Michael Jackson all the time, but never actually got to.
Yeah, that's right.
7 out of 10.
Never good enough.
Realistically, everything you said was.
Yeah, I just heard my guns creaking the entire time.
I heard keywords.
I was doing like.
So the rest of the
Yeah,
group,
so I could hear
the group knows. Sorry.
No, you're fine. Do you want us to wait, or do you want us to go on to another thing for while you think of the thing?
It's totally fine if you wait.
When you guys are speaking in
So
your
the
like
rest of the
mental
group knows
language,
that Truegar is kind of going to take a slight position of power within the group. We feel like there needs to be a go-to leader. If the ones that have a direct service to Alcar are pulled away in a direction that is unsafe for the rest of the group to go, like what we just went through, and to kind of be our check and balance system to call us on when he needs to. So sometimes he can be your go-to in between guy. So kind of an unofficial third in command while Oglen's recovering. And I don't know if we told you guys, but Ash is going to continue his second in command, even though the Oglen's back, because he's still healing and still got a few demons left in his head to fight and to get out.
I mean, I'm confused because you said like the place that we went before was too dangerous for us, but we went there and now we're out. So clearly that wasn't too dangerous.
It was, but it's not a place that I feel like towards the end I kind of forced your hands for a lot of you to go and tormented you and called your names until you decided to come with.
I mean, yeah, you
at
did
first
do
none
that.
of you really wanted to come along, and I don't want to ever end up in a position like that again where I feel like I'm dragging you along by a leash.
Yeah.
You're all free people. You know, the Warlockers was a guild first formed for adventuring and making money, not in the service of a god. We are bound to the service of God, not all of you guys are. You're bound to the will of Warlockers. Sometimes those goals will align, and as long as those goals align, then we'll continue along that path. But there may come a time down our path that those take two separate paths, and I just wanted to have measures in place if that does happen.
I completely agree with Dimble, and the only time I will ever, and all of you ever disagree is if all three World Walkers are in unison. I will be the only one to disagree if things get that bad. Other than that, it is all Dimble.
Anybody have any questions or comments? Good, well, let's get going.
Yeah.
It is now 1 a.m. I know at least one among us can light the way.
He's the imposter.
Thorin acting kind of sus.
Thorn acting kind of sus. Thorn, if you wouldn't mind, please.
Well, we've been.
Where were you
this
last
on
round?
for
Can you
a
go do
while.
the card swipe, please, so I can watch you do it?
Yeah. I saw a medbay scan. He's good.
Medbay scan.
Hold on.
But I literally watched him vent.
Hold on.
That's kind of sus.
Yeah, blue
Hold on.
kind of sus.
Wait, how do I vent my green?
Too slow. Too slow.
Oh my god, it's
Bad
the
read.
fucking task I hate. And I
Bad read.
I don't know, Cyan calling everyone out, he kind of sus too.
My primary problem is I do it too fast. But anyway,
You know, in my I have a 77%
Is that what Fanny
win
said?
rate.
That happens to the best of us, Will.
Is that what James says?
it does. For what I lack in size, I make up for in speed.
Oh,
Yeah.
I thought you were going the stamina
Sometimes
route,
speed's
but all
not the
right.
greatest thing, as the Swift knows.
Fastest one to shoot his mouth too.
There's something about a helicopter?
It goes round and round and round and round.
I feel like I'm the butt of the joke and I'm not getting it yet.
Hey, good job.
How did Ash get the nickname the Swift?
Oh yeah.
Something
Oh,
about
yeah,
He
that's
said the
right.
Swift nose, I thought it was like a personal joke.
something about boats. I don't know.
Or the trucking company?
Well, guess what, motherfucker? I picked ocean as my natural explorer feat, so you can't call me.
Gordon's reaction. Like, no.
It's a desert, you pick ocean.
I'm joking.
That
Okay,
is the
good.
exact opposite of an ocean.
Hey, you'll be super useful when there's nothing.
There's nothing interesting.
I'll be like, that's the ocean.
And
You're welcome.
everyone's gonna look at you and throw you off the boat.
Wait a minute. No, this is my
We
first
have
time being
a
on
giant
one.
teleportation system, so we don't have to use the ocean if we don't want
Ash,
to.
look, your horse.
Do you even know what boats are?
It's desert at 6th level, so
Alright.
Yeah,
pretty
same.
safe to know what
Yeah, I
boats
did
are
too.
now.
Yeah, I did that.
Alright, so returning to roleplay. Is
Yes.
there any other things that people want to accomplish on our way? Yeah.
Yeah. So like Thorin's gonna turn to Oglen and kind of be like, "So we rescued you and stuff. Do you want to know anything about that? Cause like you're kind of in the dark about that stuff. If that
Yeah.
would make you feel better to know stuff."
I mean, so
And this, and so I'd love to know as much as you're willing to share about your time in the place between.
Yeah.
I admit,
It was scary but neat.
it was very scary.
pardon me if I disagree wholeheartedly. But what about it struck you as interesting?
It sucked. I got blamed for killing a bunch of
I
fairies.
mean, if you don't know, like, I'm all about wandering, and like my friend's all about wandering.
Okay.
So like being able to wander into a different plane of existence is like, wow, this is really wandering.
Oh, I see.
And I mean, it was neat to do that. It was also terrifying because I couldn't talk to her on the other side, so whew, that wasn't fun.
Oh, her being.
You're my friend.
Okay.
Your patron a female? Identify
Yeah.
that?
Okay.
Yeah, that's actually how I got into her service. Like,
As far as I can tell, so did Glows.
Yeah, I feel like in many ways I'm getting to know y'all for the first time, but it seems like wandering's really important to you, whether or not it's a particularly nice place to be.
yeah.
And
I can understand the thirst, the quench for knowledge, considering the fact that there was a whole civilization that existed before all of us existed, including Evandal, given the books,
Yeah.
the children's books that existed.
yeah, that's true.
The more we can retain knowledge, the more we can retain the stories and events that happened, the better.
And I'd be curious. I mean, my only time there was spent mostly chained and kept in what I thought was a nearly infinite space, but what I came to discover was a very small one. So, what was your experience of wander through this place?
Well, we couldn't really wander. There was like a path that we had to stay on. Like, some
interesting.
people wandered off the path, and that did not end well. It ended in a fireball. And then having to be like re-dragged back to the path.
Yeah, demons started eating me. Let's just cut it short.
Yeah.
It didn't feel nice.
The demons do.
Yeah. There was like trials on these paths that like represented each of us. That's what the angel said, and then there was a big trial at the end.
My dad was there, or he wasn't there. Still not sure.
And they gambled, which was at first was just for money, but they ended up gambling parts of their soul away. Very stupid. But
Yeah.
luckily we got them back.
We played Dragon Ante. It's kind of fun, except for the soul thing.
Yeah.
That didn't really make it
Card
fun.
games for your soul. It just doesn't have a nice ring to it.
Gambling?
I mean, I won.
Gotta end go now.
Yeah, and it was kind of
Doesn't
crazy
have a nice ring
because,
to
I
it.
mean, if I lost my
You're
soul, I
right.
was trapped there forever and I would have taken your place, but it's a thankless job, so you don't
Well,
need anything.
That's particularly interesting because, from what I understand, most of the people in that place are there because they are forced to be there, or because they are fiends and they occupy that place. So, you're saying there was some sort of tourist or entertainment business set up that seemed to be marketed at what demons playing these games, or
There's a tavern full of demons, fiends, maybe other folk. But yeah, it would look like any other tavern. I've seen people that looked worse than those fiends in
I mean, the
regular
tavern
taverns.
looked worse than most.
and there were other mortal people in there.
No mortals.
Well, there were like 1, 2, 3, 4. Like at least 5 of us. Yeah.
If there were mortals, they looked as ugly as fiends.
Oh, okay.
And it just seemed to disappear once we got done.
Okay, that's good. Hopefully it was just something creative.
And imagine even fiends find ways to entertain themselves when they're time off.
Yeah.
Or in between torturing people.
When they're off the clock, yeah, you know. As like any working man would go to the tavern.
I mean,
It seems like Glow had said he was off the clock for a little while, even if it was only for a few minutes. Imagine that other demons and deviants and servants get a moment here or two to themselves as well.
Yeah, maybe they got like...
I'm sure they find mischievous ways to entertain themselves, whether it be playing cards for people's souls or whispering.
They gotta provide for the demon family somehow.
Whispers
I
into
can
people's
assure
ears.
you.
Believe me, I would have rather killed every single one of them than win over the test or pass the test.
Why?
I can imagine when I was protecting Oglen's body with the fellow planetars, the demons that came through the gate, they appeared as though they were just going through the motions. And so, yeah, it all depends on
They
motivation.
absolutely did not appear like they were just going through the motions.
How did that go for you? Did many demons appear? Did you actually have to fight?
Several. I don't know what could be above several, but myself and the planetars swung several times.
Yeah, maybe 3.
I threw it
Out of nowhere, when we were swinging several times amongst the demons, they were gone. And I don't know what happened. We were swinging for hours, and then they disappeared. And I can only attribute that to what all of you had done.
Yeah. Oh no, we're pretty cool.
So did they look like, because several of the demons that we encountered look kind of, on the not so,
Nice.
no, quite the opposite, not so,
Bad.
devilish looking.
Well,
They looked,
Some of them had appealing looks.
there you
Yeah, they
go.
were hotties.
I didn't want to say that about a demon, but you know, it is what it is.
There were
They appear like that, or they appear like the the fairy tales and the story tales you tell grumblins and kids of the horns and tails and
horns and
wings.
tails. We got very few horns and tails while defending. There were several zombie, if you want to call them that, undead, who were both adult and children. There were.
Inside check.
Yes, please do.
Please.
I was gonna say, wait, like I'm literally.
I know.
Like
And I was gonna let you, but then you started talking about zombies. There were no
Dimble
zombies.
was with him until he got to the zombies.
You can
I was
yes and
totally
him.
gonna let you fuck with him.
You can yes and him here.
I rolled a 21.
Huh?
So here's the thing. I'm going into this completely blind.
Yeah.
You get the impression that he is just saying they were zombies, but he doesn't know exactly what they were.
And so after the zombies split, and they were like children zombies, adults, and then after that there were fiends and devils, and some had horns, some didn't have horns. And here's the thing: some of them didn't have horns because they had no heads. They were shoulderless fiends who were bloated and fat and came through.
Oh, and their faces were on the torsos.
No, not even that. And they came through, and the moment that I could even process the fact that these fiends and devils were fat and did not have heads, the planetars came behind me and slashed them down with righteous fury that you have never seen. And I could not comprehend that things could exist beyond the horrors of human imagination. And if
Human.
it were not for the planetars,
What about
Give-
Elvish? What about Elvish imaginations?
Say again?
I think he's saying that.
What about Elvish imaginations?
Oglen, you got to be clear. when
He
you
said
enter-
like human. You said human imaginations. He's saying elvish and other imaginations. I think he's
Ah.
taking offense to you calling it human or whatnot.
Okay.
Yeah, not all of us are humans here.
Your language is appropriative.
There's only two.
Yeah, there's only 2 of you.
Cancel Truegar.
Hey, when you brought
Cancel. Cancel. This guy's racist.
The imagination of mortal beings.
Yes.
Yeah, that's
And
right.
so there were headless, there were slimes, there were when they screamed, they had no mouths, and yet they still attacked us in droves. And beyond that, if it were not for the planetars, if it were not for their conjurations of courage, of strength, of constitution, we would not have defended Oglen the way we did if it were not for their strength and their resolve. And that
So in other
is-
words, you're saying you kind of stood back there and with your mouth open, kind of trying to figure out what was what, and the planetars did all the work.
Negative. I disagree with your assertion. I personally,
Power word shield.
What'd you do then?
what I did,
Yeah, what'd you do?
He's there. He was
Fuck
swinging
your
his...
farcical assertion.
I didn't even say it, I'm just asking what you did.
That is a fucking farcical assertion because I did what I could.
I don't even know what
What'd
that
you do?
means.
I swung my sword and my spear.
What about your shield?
Ka Renfils swung as fast as she would allow me to swing, but without her, my slack would have probably been picked up by the
Is
Planetars.
that a human name?
Well, it sounds
Being
like
called as
the
what?
fact that my soul had a
No,
body to
I was
return
a
to
halfling
was
name.
much and thanks to you.
I wish we would have stayed back. Sounds
Thank
much
you.
cooler.
I appreciate that.
It was mostly in part to the Planetars.
Yeah,
Well,
we
I stabbed a
did.
few demons in there. Unfortunately, we didn't get many chances for that.
Yeah.
Well, Truegar, remember,
Yeah,
there's
instead I had
nobody
to feel
that
bad
did
for my
less to
future
make my
decisions.
rescue happen than me.
Yeah, if I ever
Like
see
the
an imp
cinnamon?
again, I'm probably gonna beat the shit
I
out of
don't
him.
like it because it's sticking to my
If
teeth.
were not for the Planetars and the spear of the monk of the library, shit, I probably wouldn't be looking for my husband right now.
What
Yeah.
about Sano?
We're
You
all
know?
just tools.
I threw shit.
I'm not a tool. Fuck you.
Oh yeah, I kind of forgot you were
Oh my
there.
god.
Yeah, well, like,
Is what he's saying accurate? You gotta have anything to add?
Yeah,
Some
no,
of
it
us
was,
serve
it was
more
pretty
with
close
the
to what
labor
happened.
hours.
I mean,
what was the deal with the dagger?
$20 is $20.
the dagger.
$20.
Well, I bet the dagger that
That's right.
that everybody would make it back okay. Well, all of you made it back okay. We lost some Planetars, so I just got to keep my dagger. I got the other one.
No, you didn't.
It was,
None of the Planetars in the tower died.
we don't know that though.
He would.
Yeah, we
He
do.
was there, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh no, we're talking
Oh
about
no!
ours.
Yeah, I was talking
Oh,
about
ones
there.
in the
Yeah,
place
like
with me.
because
Okay.
I noticed that only Arashna came back,
Right.
Yeah, Mr. Banish fan.
and so. Banish man. But yeah, only Arashna came back. So
Wasn't the rule though, or the bet about us coming back, not them coming back?
the words were never clear, and so I just got to keep my dagger.
Okay.
Kind of
So,
like a house push.
Yeah.
what's the city called again that we're going to? I forgot what it's called.
Lauren's
No, the bet was literally just.
Oh
with the
yeah,
words.
Lawrence
Yeah.
Gate, yeah. So what's the plan when we get there? Are we going to
So-
like
so-
buy
Yeah, you got the other
supplies?
dagger.
Yeah, you should have.
It's been a long time since we've been a proper civilization, and the last time we were proper civilization.
Yeah, you were like,
it didn't
is that-
exactly turn
that
out too
dagger's
well.
my dagger.
So I'd like to take at least
And he's
a
like,
day or two
yeah.
there and find a place to sleep and rest up before we head into the desert.
I love
Stock up on
paying.
Things were
supplies.
confusing.
Definitely those that have
It's
iron
literally just a really nice looking
We'll
dagger.
definitely
Oh,
have
is it
to
really nice?
switch
That's
out
all
the
it
armor.
is.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
There was
Oh.
nothing special.
You know,
about it.
Dimble favorite.
Probably
Expensive
why the
dagger.
Planetars were just like, yeah, fuck it.
It's literally just a super. You could sell it for a lot of gold.
Oh,
That's
yeah.
about it.
Well, as Gordon said, it was like.
So I have
equal
3 daggers
checks,
now instead of
essentially.
2.
If you would have put up a shot from
Yes.
For you, it's a 55-inch TV. For the Planetary, it was like, I got out of the vending machine.
Yeah.
There it is.
Wait, so I had 2 daggers, now I have 3. Yes?
Yeah.
And
Okay.
one of them
And
is
I stole 3 of them.
One of them looks really nice, and somebody with really quick fingers might try to steal it. That's how nice it looks.
So
if I'm not
fancy.
mistaken, one of them like returns to him magically.
That's
Well,
it.
that's my
Oh,
shotgun.
chakra, not dagger. Okay, my bad.
Yeah.
You're a Xena warrior princess.
Don't do that ever again.
So just checking, but you like bet our lives for a dagger.
Negative. We spent our lives for more than a dagger. A dagger plus a silver.
Oh, all right.
Bet- You bet their lives is what he asked.
Yeah.
No,
I
he
bet
wasn't
that you
though.
would survive.
To clarify, I did make a bet, and my bet was that all of you survived.
And look what we
All right.
did. Yeah,
And I hold up the silver. I literally hold up the singular silver.
How are you holding it up? You're like, are you
hands.
looking at it when you hold it up?
And I showed them all.
Roll
of them.
perception.
We're on horses
Oh.
still. FYI.
This is the silver that the Planetar gave me. I bet a single silver that all of you would survive, and he lost.
You know, then we'll take a look at the coin.
What was
Oh,
your
it's okay.
perception roll?
13 plus 17.
The coin actually feels really warm in your hand, and it shouldn't.
Not the actual.
Like a
You don't want to immerse yourself in this world?
unnaturally warm.
Does the coin
And
look,
the
Does it
The iconography does not match what it was when you picked it up.
Does it emit light?
It does not. But on one side is literally the image of a sun, and on the other side is like a winged being who might be a planetary.
Does it look similar to the coin that Dimble found?
Or is Dimble holding it?
No, he's not holding it. He's just kind of.
Then I can't answer that
close.
question.
Because Truegar wouldn't know, because before you went into that portal, you flicked it in the air and it disappeared.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
Truegar would have no idea about that particular coin.
Well, I would be careful with that coin. The last coin I got from somebody that was close to gods had pretty magical powers to it.
Oh, cool.
And they said if in a time of need and when I most needed it, to use it. So
And I would
maybe that might have some similar effect.
Yeah,
I would
Metro
completely
Flash.
agree with you, because this is a silver with a sun on it, a celestial star, and none of my other silvers have
No, it
that.
literally looks like the sun symbol that Alcar that everybody uses for Alcar.
Truegar.
So it's different from other silvers.
Yeah, it's not as it looks nothing like any other silver coin.
True.
So I'm describing it as a silver that doesn't exist as other
Yeah.
silvers.
Hey, Truegar, I hate to break it to you, but I think you got some counterfeit money. That's not gonna spend. That's not legal tender.
I would not spend
Well,
Oh my fucking god.
I'm not sure that.
Yeah, you might as well just melt it down. For
Well,
the
I don't
oil,
know
you
about all that. It sounds to me like you
Something.
might be able to. Sounds to me like you might be able to spend it on.
I don't know. It's gonna do really badly with the attack roll.
Oh no!
Listen,
Oh
yes.
no!
That is
I'm gonna throw it. It's gonna end up over there in the corner brooding.
Crunch.
Thank you for the knowledge, Dimble. I didn't realize, but this is a silver that I've never seen before. Upon closer inspection,
I wouldn't try and spend that.
holy Alcar, this is different from the silver I've never seen before. And I offered it to that potion maker willy-nilly without expecting him, but he turned me down, and I thank him for turning me down. I'm
Maximilian.
going to put this in my pocket and thank Maximilian for his...
Maximilian.
His idiocy for not taking it at the time.
His loss is my gain, Ash.
Indeed. It sounds like you might be able to spend that on something more than just food or a warm bed.
Didn't the Solar tell you to like flip the coin before we entered the portal?
That was... Oh, hold on.
That was Dimble.
Yeah, I'm looking at Dimble.
Yes.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah.
You did.
Do you think that's what called glow?
No. I think
Well, then what did the coin do?
it helped us on the other side. Gave us good luck.
That would be a pretty safe assertion.
I mean, we all made it back.
Yeah.
So that's pretty lucky.
Yeah, every single one of you made it back.
Roll history for me, Will.
I'm gonna do it with a not giant orange die. Holy shit, that's okay. It's gonna be 8.
Okay, he says.
In what world is that okay?
Did you have a negative modifier?
Holy shit, his big ass die rolled a 2.
Okay, well, I guess you don't remember which planetar actually gave it to you.
No, I don't. Either way, Dimple, thank you very much for your clarification. I do appreciate the fact that if it were not for you, this would be nothing more than a silver coin. So thank you for letting me know that this is a special coin that I will treasure. Thank you.
Hey, well, we're on the topic of, the playing between and demons and other shit. You told a secret to some people. And I don't know who those people are.
Oh, they're demons, of course.
No. The person you talked about.
Oh, yeah, don't worry
No,
about
I
it.
was saying pie was his favorite food.
Yeah.
No, wait. Did you share a secret why you were there?
Yeah, like, blueberry pie is my favorite food. That's what I told them.
And they accepted
Doesn't
that?
sound like-
No, they didn't accept that. There was, like, more to it, but that's, like, what
Doesn't sound
we're
like
talking
that's a
about.
secret.
Yeah, what was more
Well,
to
now
it?
you know, so it's
I think it was
not
something
a secret
like
anymore.
Gurgal has returned.
Yeah, that guy. Gargal.
And they know this now.
Yeah.
And they were surprised upon hearing this fact.
That's why I want to talk about
I
this,
mean,
because
yeah.
they left really happy. And that's a bad sign for me.
Well, if
I don't
that's
think
the
it was
impression-
happy.
If that's the impression you got, you really need to work on your insight skills.
Who's Gurgle? Gurgle?
You remember the
Gargoyle?
guy with like
Gargoyle?
with the dream stuff, and then like Evandal and stabbing people.
Intelligence.
You know, the
I'm not
demon
gonna
guy?
clarify.
Oh, the one that behind the dagger.
Yeah, the
Work
demon.
for Gal-
Yeah, the demon
Gargoyle.
human.
The guy
Yeah.
that's powering Annalise.
Yeah,
That's right.
yeah, that guy.
So, other than perhaps Evandal, it sounds like Gargoyle is our most obvious adversary right now.
So is Blarena and her
So many
brother,
demons
they gonna
to
come
track
for
of.
us?
I know.
Or
Way too many of them.
or is the other one gonna come for us?
This is-
Someone coming for us?
I wish
Backyard.
I wish very much that I had been there to see the way that these
No, I'm
other
taking
fiends
notes.
had reacted.
Brudall, I hate,
I mean,
I hate to
it kinda
break it
looks
to you,
like
but I think the list would be
angry
shorter if we went off the
It's
people
all
who
stuff
weren't
I need
going
to
for
know
us.
later.
That is almost as many
Perspective.
notes as this.
Yeah.
This
So-
is just today's session, Will.
Oh Jesus, you write more notes than I do. Okay, you win. You win.
Yeah. So it might be that these fiends were excited to hear that
I know,
somebody
that's
was
what
marching
this
out
is.
of the place between, and they could find a banner to follow behind. Or it might be that them being more active on our mortal plane left Gargalth's throne empty, and these fiends you talked to saw the opportunity to seize power of their own in the place between.
Yeah, I'm not optimistic
I mean,
about
from
it, but
the-
we did what we had to do.
The machinations of fiends are hard to understand and even more difficult to predict.
Gordon, I respectfully
I mean,
request to
from-
make a history check on Galgoth as Truegar when he lived in his home of record, his grow-up town.
No, you're not gonna.
It was a merchant town, so perhaps.
You're not gonna know anything.
Okay.
He's a demon.
I mean,
It's
if I'm
literally a name
remembering
that
this
hasn't been heard on
correctly,
the material plane for hundreds of
then
years.
Understood.
Matteo told them it was Gargoyle, and they said, "Are you sure?" And he said, "Yes." And they said, "And he's interfering with mortals and giving them power?"
Which he did.
And Matteo was like, "Yeah." And they were like, "Mm."
Well,
And
this
then
is
they kind
they-
of stormed off a
very
bit.
interesting.
They definitely were. I don't know. They got up and they left really in a hurry. So
They seemed
what does this
peeved
dude
by
do
it.
that I need to be worried about?
Yeah, they probably didn't like him. I think
Yeah,
I think
that's-
that might
that,
clear up
like-
problems. I don't know.
Like
Well,
other people were saying, we're here happy. I was.
Let me
no.
interrupt. No one will be able to make any rolls whatsoever about Gargoyle.
Yeah, yeah.
No.
Yeah.
I'm just trying to remember what I remembered and trying to relay it.
The one thing we can know for certain, though, is that there are no fiends that liked Gargalth.
They didn't seem like it.
They,
Yeah.
You
they
know.
feared him, perhaps, and they followed him
I
because
think-
of the power that it wielded.
I'm not
But
sure.
I
if
mean,
they-
from
yeah.
what I like,
That's
It's not
right.
necessarily more like, it's more like fear and follow.
That's right. But it sounds like this was a truth or a secret that was salacious enough for them to accept as bargaining for your progress forward. Or
So we could get your soul, yeah.
okay, I understand.
Yeah.
So I
it also
suspect
seemed like Gargoyle might have broken demon rules, if that's a thing.
that's what I
Yeah,
was
demon
about to
rules,
propose. It's
yeah.
like,
And like,
we know the
they were
limits.
not happy with that.
They don't like it when people break demon rules, and I
Well-
think they're gonna go after him or something.
And from what I understand, Gargalth is not your run-of-the-mill fiend.
He's
is
like-
the leader of fiends.
you know, you got like
perhaps
your-
an archfiend even.
You got your little fiends, and then like your pretty good fiends, and then like I assume he's probably like upper tier range,
That's right.
and then you probably got like mega fiends, but he's probably like right below mega fiend.
Something like that. But perhaps it sounds like we might have a way to.
Someday.
Fuck you, Justin.
Yeah, right.
Just kill that.
Mega fiends. But
Pentakill!
You
It
were not the
sounds-
person I expected to do that.
Yeah,
Thank you, John.
but
I appreciate it.
thank you for surprising us. But it sounds like perhaps we might have a way to bend this towards our advantage.
Hopefully, maybe.
If this Gargalth is in fact violating the limitations of the divine mandate,
Demon rules.
then, well, these are not rules that just limit demons.
Yeah.
They also limit Alcar and
Celestial rules, demon rules,
every supernatural
God
force that
rules,
exists in Lyeska.
Yeah.
And so, you know, best way to defeat a powerful enemy is to find a more powerful friend. And
I thought
if
you were
there
gonna
is
say a
a,
loophole.
Are you trying to say this idiot might have actually done us a favor by letting him know?
it might be, he's either damned us all, or
Which is very possible. Let's
it
not
is-
forget that.
It is quite possible.
So, I think a bridge that we should think about, like, crossing, because if this is the case, if Gargalth is bad, and we don't like Gargalth,
That's
and
one thing
these
we know. for
demons are bad, but they also don't like Gargalth, then there might come a time where we might have to side with the demons to take down Gargal.
So, I'm gonna let Thorin and Matteo do a history roll right now.
Duck dice or wood dice?
Duck dice, duck dice, duck dice.
Duck dice it is.
That's
History
decent.
roll.
Street corner 20.
Nice.
History. That would be
Just saying
13.
Mod 20 is less syllables.
Modified to 20.
Mod 20, mod 13.
He was gonna give it to you for the street corner 20.
Oh, please don't change. So mod 20,
He
mod
talks
13.
so much. Actually, you could do history or insight for this, I guess.
Yeah, I'm gonna do history.
So mod 20, mod 13.
I'd go with the insight instead.
Oh.
Just add it to the roll you had last
You have
time.
a plus 9,
I'm an
That would have
archaeologist.
been 15 instead.
Not high enough. Okay. So the impression that you got from them when Matteo gave the information to them wasn't so much like they were excited, like, oh, let me go help this guy. It was like fear, concern tinged with a little bit of fear.
Okay. Yeah, maybe like, I think they were like, wondering why he was like, interfering on the material plane. And also a little scared that, maybe he hasn't been struck down by demon rules because of it. But I don't know. That's just my guess.
It may be that these other fiends were perhaps concerned that Gargalth might draw a little too much attention to the goings on in the place between, but because of his bending of these rules.
Maybe.
Well, whether they're fearful or angry, I still think that we should entertain the idea that we might have to side with them at some point to take down Gargal.
It may be.
I agree, which brings up my next question.
All right.
If Demon Civil War breaks out,
Yeah.
are you three gonna be allowed to be there?
If it is in
I
service
don't
of
see Demon
Alcar's
Civil War
values.
breaking out.
If
That's like
Demons are
3
demons,
movies
they
away.
always seek out whoever's the biggest and baddest of them and leading them. I think these demons were scared that he was doing this and getting away with it. If he's getting away with it, then that must mean he's pretty powerful. Or
Or sneaky.
crafted his sneaky skills.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Definitely not a guy we want to mess with too much.
But to your question, Brudall, yes, in certain
I
circumstances.
don't think we can ever side with demons.
I'm not.
We can, and Alcar has, in fact, done so in the past. And it was not something he chose to do so
Side with demons?
because, it was his first choice.
I thought you were
But
trying to get my attention.
if the choice is between a world
I thought
where
you were trying to
demons
get my
reign
attention.
or
I thought that
devils
was
reign,
low.
I'm going to choose the
Side
latter
with the
every
wrench,
time.
and you're just like,
Because a devil can be reasoned
like,
with,
the fuck does he
and a
want?
demon
I
cannot.
honestly thought
Here's
it was
the
doing
thing.
this.
As the old halfling tale
I'm not gonna
goes,
complain.
right?
Okay.
The enemy of a demon is also
There are worse
probably a
things to be
demon.
confused with.
So, that demon has to be our friend. Not the one
Well,
we hate, but the other one.
That demon has to be our tool.
Yeah, I guess.
We have
yeah.
to use them for our purposes.
I
They
do
are
think
not
you
our
are.
Cool. Everybody who ever read the books about Alcar, roll history.
I do think that you are confusing friend with comrade. If you are immediately conversing and collaborating with demons to accomplish the same goal that you are accomplishing,
To kill a
then you
demon.
can call
22
them
Ben?
comrade.
When I
But
was
you
in the
cannot call
library,
him
I read up on Alcar to gain proficiency in religion about him. Can I use religion instead?
History,
I
since
feel
it's the god that you're in service.
29 then.
I feel very silly because I just talked about all that stuff and then rolled really low.
Reroll.
24.
It's even lower, Gordon. What do I
Is it
do?
a one? Is it a one?
What do I do? It's a natural one. I'm just,
Okay, look,
all right.
you just are meant to
You know what?
know.
I'm just gonna go outside.
I just rolled 3 times. 1, 4, and 3.
You're just like really confused, right?
So what'd you roll?
25? 24?
So you both remember that in one of the later chapters of the second book, it actually mentions that one of Alcar's closest confidants was a fiend.
But
And
that
that
goes against my Sunwalker training.
And that they worked to get... No, it doesn't.
It does not.
It goes with it.
It absolutely does not.
Totally in bounds.
So there may come a time when we find a fiend on our side.
As long as we're not offering up our souls.
Fiends battle
But I was.
and struggle for power constantly. If we find one that's more apt to be on our side.
Yeah.
Oh, I was thinking demons, not fiends.
As long as we don't side with that lizard dude.
Yeah, not
Demons
again.
are fiends.
But fiends aren't always demons.
Yeah, they could be
Fiends can be
devils.
devils.
Devils or
It's like rectangles.
Or
and
succubus and an
squares.
incubus, because they're neither. They're actually just fiends.
what about loths? What are they called? Not ultra.
Oh, any of the
Yuga
loths are like hybrids.
Yeah,
They're like
they're
drow and
fiends.
fiend or something like that.
Yeah.
I just want to make sure that like we consider it and we just don't like attack them if their thoughts, if their motives line up with ours. Like it could be mutual for both, and then after we're done, we could be like, "All right, we're done," and then we just walk away.
After it's done, we
Because it's
destroy
always not
them
easy with
unless
fiends.
that
I think
stops us from achieving our goals.
and
They can go their demon way. We can
we're
go
gonna
our
have to
own
draw
way.
power from wherever we can. Just be careful not to sign any long-term contracts.
That's
I'm
right.
not signing nothing with no demon.
Well, yeah, no, I'm just saying, like, if we have to fight beside them,
Demons don't do contracts.
we do a
Well, yeah, that would
truce
be
for
me.
the moment, and then we agree that when it's over, we'll just both walk in opposite directions, and the next time we meet, that's when we'll be enemies again.
Yeah, they can do their demon thing. We can do our normal thing.
Because
I like
after a fight, who's to say which side is more injured than the other? And we could, like, lose our lives if we just decide to turn, or they could do the same to us.
That's the thing. The one thing you can count on for certain is a demon will turn against you as well. I was going to then talk about devils after that.
Okay.
Yeah, so a demon will turn on you the moment that it is to their advantage, whereas a devil, it is bound by its word. Its word is its law, and it cannot go back. But it will be very careful about the promises that it makes to you.
The words upon its contract are very carefully written.
And neither demons nor devils have your best interest in mind. So if you're going to make a habit of laying down with strange bedfellows, do not be surprised that you wake up a different person than you were,
Or wake up with a dagger in your kidney.
even if you wake up at all.
Or a stolen kidney.
So I think your point is well taken. All of this is well taken. But
Considering how recently you just got out of a near eternal torture from demons and fiends and all the like, you really advocating for trusting them at this time. Oglen, maybe I should consider your opinion less right now, considering the recent events.
maybe you should. I think that you should.
Oh, that's a good point. Can everyone but Oglen leave the table?
Oh, womp womp womp.
Maybe you guys should make
Yeah.
it to the role.
They should leave it there.
I'm just kidding.
Huh?
Should we be recording this?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, who wants to come out of the closet with me?
Oh,
No one? Okay.
I wanted to make
all right. So remind me of the thing that you just said. Should
Like,
some
considering
amount
how
of doubt.
how recently you just got out of the place between that your opinion shouldn't be held
Shouldn't
as
matter as much.
high of a standard as
Okay.
Oglen would previously have had.
Yeah.
his opinion.
Help me remember that when you get back.
Okay.
So I'm throwing this on you. Not even asking you if you're okay. I'm just telling you this has happened. The only hint of good that Oglen got while he was down there was the succubus and incubus.
Oh, interesting. Okay.
Like when it was their turn to torture him, they didn't do anything.
Yeah. Yeah, sort of.
They just let him.
You
sit
cool
there.
with just hanging out? Okay. And I guess reasonable that something about them not being really committed to the demon or the devil camp would.
And Oglen would know that. I should have wrote it down, but of course, evil is subjective,
Right.
right?
Right.
And most of the things that fiends do are interpreted by others as evil because
Right.
they're self-serving. But one thing that can always be counted on from both sides is that they will do what is ever in the best interests of themselves.
Yeah.
And sometimes what's in their best interest is just in everyone's best interest.
Right. Yeah, so for example, if Evandal is going to kill everything that exists, then it's reasonable to team up with demons that don't want to be non-existent.
Another thing you're going to write down is that, I can't remember his name, because it was one of those weird demon names.
Okay.
But the incubus and the succubus is Blamira. It's the same
I've got their
succubus
names.
that they're talking about.
Okay.
They would talk to Oglen,
Okay.
and it was almost like they were trying to undo what was being done to him.
Oh, interesting. So they showed some amount of sympathy, or more like curiosity? You know, like they were curious whether they could.
It wasn't that they felt sorry for him. It was more like maintaining a tool, caring for something that could be useful.
They didn't want him to be so broken
Yeah.
that he couldn't be used. Okay. Not sympathy. Yes.
These two are actually friends of Alcor.
Really? What? Okay. Our viewers are pissed right now that they didn't hear that whisper. All right. All right. And yeah, honestly, this has sort of diverted more into exposition than I perhaps had hoped. It's been good, but
Fine, I mean, everybody seems to be engaged.
yeah. But
That's it. So I'm gonna go grab
Yeah,
them because
yeah.
it is actually 9:31.
oh shit. Okay.
Yeah. So we're gonna end this soon.
Oh my God, Skylar, you disgraceful.
Wow.
Disgraceful or distasteful? There's a difference.
Oh.
The worst part is that I'm actually old enough.
Yes, he is. Wait, how old are you?
I'll be 39 next month.
39. So you would have been 17 yet. So
My
yeah.
father was 17 when he knocked my mom off.
Well, there you go. This is your son. Hey.
Friends is obviously in quotes.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah, I agree.
Right.
Yeah.
All right. So if y'all don't mind,
I do.
I will pick up with Ashranen's
Wait,
comment.
we're at 15. So,
What's that?
sorry.
Hmm?
I was doing math in my head.
He was big mathing.
How many pirate points do we have?
Yeah.
What's the interest rate on those when we had them banked?
Well, I think it's about 15 years, but we'll see.
Is it like a government bond? Really low interest rate, but guaranteed as long as your empire doesn't fall.
Yep.
So funny story.
Okay.
My great grandmother bought
Was
me.
it pirates?
Well, no, she bought me savings bonds every year from when I was like 1 till I was 10. And then there's those that like they take 30 years of interest to like fully mature, and then you can cash them in. And I was so excited because like the first one matures here in December. I was like, damn, she bought these for like $50 back in 1990, right? I was like, that's gotta be worth some money. I go to the bank. Yeah, that was worth $94.87. Like, fuck, 30 years and it's worth less than 100% more than it was? Saving bonds, rip-off. Total rip-off.
Shorter
Saving bonds suck.
Yeah.
The 5-year ones are not too bad.
Oh my gosh.
Fuck saving bonds.
No, I'm still, like, I guess she was buying them because she believed in America, right?
Can we get back to RP?
Yeah, so I just
Since
gotta
it
wait
is
for Ben. Because I'm gonna pick up with my wife.
Should have bought you partial ownership of your local community pool.
Yeah, there we go.
Sorry.
Oh, you're good.
So,
Yeah,
Should
that
have bought a
dog
laundry
upstairs,
mat.
new
Or
one.
yes, it's a dollar.
Should have opened up a porn studio.
Brudall has learned so much about pantheons, gods, and demons, but also not learned anything at all because everything you say, Dimble would contradict.
yeah, that's right. It's important that, like, even though I'm speaking with confidence, I'm just speaking as Oglen. Right? He might be wrong about this stuff.
Oglen confident.
Or are you?
I might be.
Maybe you're a
Such
demon.
accent gives you a sense of
Could
authority.
be. I was once before.
Oh
So,
my God.
Ashranen had just previously
Said you're a demon.
pointed out that like Oglen was just brought back from this place, so maybe we shouldn't consider his word as truth as much, or consider his opinion as weighty as other ones. And Oglen will say, yeah, I agree. You should not pay any attention to the things that I say.
Okay.
Instead, I ask you to look at the things that I do. And you tell me whether or not those things are the truth. Whether or not those things are the way that you wish. people would live in this world as best they can, considering the terrible circumstances they find themselves in. But please, don't think that, as radical as my life has become, that I want to force any of y'all to walk that same path. It's just an invitation. There are things that if we do not stop them, will tear this world apart.
Like what?
Well, like Evandal, it sounds like.
Oh, yeah.
Like Gargouth, it sounds like.
Yeah, I'm not a big fan of that Evandal guy.
And I still, it seems ages ago, but when y'all found me, I was wrapped up in this temple, sucking away some kind of magical power into the gods know what. And it seems like that's fallen away from our purview. But I'm sure that wasn't good news. Like, the laundry list of evil is growing longer and longer. So,
Speaking of that temple, I wonder if they ever went back to it.
I hope that we have a chance to touch base with everybody that calls themselves a World Walker. I think we could learn a lot from one another. But I think before we do that, we gotta find this last piece of the puzzle that Quill mentioned. Yeah.
Thorin, what is your patron considered as?
Like, she was a dwarf at one point.
She wouldn't be classified as a fiend, would she?
No.
We should find people that have made pacts with fiends, so we can better understand.
Is that why you're asking? You were hoping that I was a pact with a fiend?
You know, I never really got the answer for what you were in a pact with, so.
No, she's a pretty chill dude. I don't think that she'd let me just like wander around if
she's a chill dude.
Dude, gender neutral too.
It is 2020, Ash.
Yeah. Come on.
It's like how people say off the chain and there's no
You're like
chains involved.
1721 years early.
Come on, bro. PC culture doesn't exist yet.
What were we doing in the desert again? What's the plan? Are we
Fits in the
getting
sky.
that artifact?
Well,
Or
Fits in the sky.
that's right.
well, but it looks fine.
Yeah, for now.
Yeah. And if it hadn't been for what Glow had said, I'd say we not waste our time going there. Because it seems like whatever was going to happen there has happened.
Glow is pretty ambiguous, though.
But I,
Yeah. What if we just said it wasn't our problem? And just went and, caught some veil jumpers or something. Something simpler. We did just like fight demons and such. That's more adventure than any one halfling has seen in a long time.
I
If
feel
you've
like
had your fill of adventure, feel free to go.
That's not what I'm saying. I'm just saying, like, what if we, take it slow for a couple days?
he's suggesting how nice it would be to have a good, clear win after all of this dubious and ambiguous stuff that we seem to get half finished and then
That's life.
not be able to see through.
Yeah, in a way.
Never see it to the end.
I guess.
That might be true, but I sympathize with you. I too could benefit greatly from some good that I can see accomplished, and then to walk away from it knowing that it is done.
Well, I think before we try to make a plan about that, we're about to hit Lauren's Gate. We don't know what's there. We've never been.
That's true.
So then we should keep our options open before, or while we get there.
Indeed.
Yeah.
An opportunity may present itself there. But,
I think we definitely take a day or two to rest and stock up while we're there.
Yeah.
yeah. I do fear that time is perhaps of the essence. I guess our original intentions in going into the desert was to catch up with whatever this weave confusion was. And it seems like that is beginning to stabilize, which perhaps that means we've missed our chance to solve that problem, but maybe there will be some amount of the mystery still there to be investigated.
I do not believe we have missed our chance, but I do believe that the most intense portion of this mystery is past. We can still solve this problem.
Yeah.
I hope so.
And here's the thing, even if it is a dead end, I read about something in the library that may be some sort of lead on, at least some money on the side if we, sell it, or I don't know what we would do with it, but that was something.
So you want to go dig up this big, powerful, ancient artifact
Well, it's
in the
not
desert that's
digging,
been
no.
buried for millions of years, and just go willy-nilly sell it to anybody that might use it to whatever end.
Well, I don't know what it does. I just read about it in the library.
What was it?
The jewel of Forlos. It's at the center, the center of the Endless Sands, which I don't know what that is. But I assume it's somewhere there.
I have to write that down to make sure it's not bullshitting, you guys.
I feel like half of your notes are just like bullshit jokes.
I don't think we
Bullshit
can.
checks.
I guess it's real.
I don't think we can undertake that, considering none of us have ever been to the desert.
Yeah, but it might be right on our way.
You said the Endless Sands.
I assume that's probably the temple we're going to. If I had to guess, it's the only thing in there. I'd assume. It's a desert.
But it could be anywhere in the desert.
It could be, but
And how are we supposed to find it? We're supposed to dig?
Perhaps
I
this
don't know,
king
maybe
trapped
I'll-
in stone knows where it is.
Yeah.
I think that's
That is something. Go ahead.
No, I
Yeah,
haven't
you-
spoken much, Truegar.
It is something we are looking forward to. Is the king trapped in stone in the temple? I mean, will he be able to benefit us as a guild, or will he just normalize the weed storm that's in the sky? We don't know.
Right.
But we should at least head that
Well,
way.
it seems like the weave is pretty normalized already. But
It's,
if Glow says trust him, I'm going to trust him.
it seems to me that a lot is still unknown for all of us. But what I can say,
I do what I do. I know what I know. I know that I'm looking forward to a bed and a roof over my head that doesn't blow up in the middle of the night.
I agree.
Hopefully.
But something we should look at, that we do know. We've made enemies, so we're gonna need to make alliances. And we know that shit was happening in the sky, and it just stopped. We should try to figure out why it stopped at least.
Yeah.
Because
Also,
it could come back.
what's the protocol if we run into Elf Guy on the road?
Run.
Yeah.
That's my guess.
Okay.
I'm not sure he's had enough time to cool off,
Yeah.
such
I
that.
would
Can't
doubt
fight
him. The elves are known for their long grudges.
What those two
I'll
doors?
remember that.
I think you're right.
Hey, what does this elf guy look like?
He says that
So
too
I know to
now.
run when we see him?
Floating, gray hair, powerful, magic just seeping out of him everywhere.
Well,
And I'm pretty
You'll know when
sure.
you see him.
I'm pretty sure he'll see you before you see him.
yeah.
Tall, slim.
So
wasn't really
how am I
gray,
gonna
so
run
it's
if he
platinum.
sees me? Well,
Silver.
fuck it.
I'm just saying, don't
You'll
fight fast.
know when you see him.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, when it comes to fight or flight,
Just not off the path.
because you try to fight, he will absolutely annihilate you.
Well, I think at
No
some point we're
questions.
going to try to have to talk to him.
So touching back on what Matteo said about the Jewel of Forlos.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah. So that also came up somewhat in my research that I did in the library. However, I also found out that there's a civilization, and it was 20,000 years ago or something like that was the last big civilization there.
It was.
There's a lot. Is it a lost civilization?
And they kind of made artifacts to tap into the raw power of the weave. So
I wonder if that's what's happened to him. One of their machines.
Dimble,
perhaps, but also if the jewel is important to it,
Dimble, can we go?
that might
Can
be
we go,
the thing.
please, 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 please.
So what?
To the little city. That's awesome. That's my thing.
What?
It is in the center of the desert. That's what Lost City has been rumored to be. So that's
I
where we're heading.
hope that. Yes. Yes.
That is where we're heading.
Alright, boys, then let's move.
Right now we're heading towards.
Well, we're heading towards the
Warm
desert, and as soon as you step into the desert, you're closer to this place. So that means, yeah, we're heading there, I guess.
I hope so. That's gonna be awesome. And I can draw pictures of it, and then I can go on and tell everyone all my archaeology
Before we get to
buddies.
the desert, though, just I've heard. I think we need to be careful while we're in the town, the Lawrence Gate, before we get in. I don't think we should walk in expecting to be welcomed with open arms and people to be happy and glad and like we have other towns closer to the Empire. I think we should be cautious and on guard, but not so much that we're standoffish and make enemies right away either.
Yeah, I'm sure half the citizens there don't even know that Aegir is a thing yet.
Agreed.
Aetheria.
Well, they're definitely not part of.
Yeah,
They may know it exists,
That's
but
right.
we should still be cordial, and I agree with Dimble.
Remember that we represent the Empire.
Yep. Oh, I was gonna say hoods up, heads down, but that works too.
I was just gonna
Well,
say
That might be
invisibility.
the best way to do it, is to just,
It's gonna be kind of hard to shop in the shops invisible.
yeah.
Well, not all of us, just some of us.
Speaking of shopping, I know we need to buy some different armor for these two. What else do we need to get? Some kind of water supply.
Lots of
Change our mounts out for something more appropriate for the desert. Anything else on our that we need to buy?
If we could find a diamond, that might be useful.
Do you have a couple million gold?
I don't, but the one that I need would be much smaller than that. Something like
We should find potions too.
300.
We have potions.
Healing potions that we know of.
It just might save us from going into another rescue
Okay,
mission.
we can have looking for healing potions.
But it
over there.
depends on
And
what we find.
this shop that the potion man mentioned, the
Wayward something.
wayward something. He didn't
Wayward
want-
Wanderer or something?
Possibly. He wasn't too sure what the second one was, but didn't know wayward. I think they will check there. If they have any kind of map or tips or anything that might help us in the desert, it's definitely worth checking in. Anyone else have anything to add to the shopping list?
Not to the shopping list, no.
Other than desert appropriate apparel after I give up my plate mail.
Yeah, so I mentioned that first. That's definitely the top most important.
I have nothing else then.
I mean,
I think
how
you
much
should put up a shovel.
coin
in
do we have for this?
Or
Well,
rank.
that's what should we get into next?
Because I'm just thinking for like things, if we have to travel back through this town, we may be able to make a deal to get things in the desert for people in the town to act as collateral or something.
Well, we can definitely talk around to people at the shops and at the inn that we stay in to see if we can pick up any extra money-making opportunities, as long as it doesn't take us.
Well, I'm just
away
thinking
from our
like the
direct path.
starflower or whatever that grows there. Like if there's a potion maker in town and they're like, well, I have potions, but I need this flower.
Well, if we get a star flower, no offense, but I would rather take it back to the shop. I imagine this town has much more. You can get the star flower much more easily than she can. It's going to be not as worth as much here as it would be to her there.
Yeah.
I get that, but if we need to like do it as collateral, then we should keep that avenue open.
Yeah, that might be.
Because bringing it back to Shoppa
I'd
would
rather
be
just
great.
bring gold instead of promises.
But if we don't have the gold, that's what I'm suggesting.
Yeah, we
If
do
it
got
comes
it.
down to it, maybe we'll go into the avenue, but I'd rather just pay the gold instead of promises. I don't want to be bound to retrieve
No,
something that
definitely.
might
I'm
slow
just
us
saying,
down.
like, who knows how much these things cost?
We need to go to a magic shop.
It's a good question.
And we do have several members who have Rana, and Rana is accepted in this new border town.
I think the three
I don't
green
think so.
people, right?
Bang
Every time Gordon looks up at you, I'm like, that is not right.
I remember.
Well, they definitely said there was an exchange place here.
Whether we'll get ripped off or not is a different question.
Oh, I imagine we will.
Yeah,
Dimble,
probably.
Dimble, you remember when I got that?
Is that because I'm the DM or just because?
Or both.
Because it's a
Or both.
traveling town.
It's a tourist trap,
Yeah,
Gordon.
it's a tourist trap that skim every time they exchange dragon
It
force,
is
they're going to take
literally
their
going to
cut.
be that.
Yeah.
Yeah, we need to find one of those bottomless water skins.
That would be.
Yeah, remember when we went to the
Well,
grove
I
and
mentioned some we need to figure out our water situation. That's on our shopping list.
As well as
to figure out.
armor, as well as, camels, for example, to carry us over.
ostriches?
Exchange our mounts out.
Yep.
Yeah.
Goodbye,
Going
puppy.
and
Very
shit.
wise. And,
Which is
Any
like
other-
a boat, but it uses air instead of water.
Yeah, I know an airship is. I've seen one before.
oh man, that'd be
There's
great.
actually one by my hometown.
Yeah, I already got
It
like
doesn't
2
work.
extra water
That's
skins
actually where I got my
and
hat.
like hemp rope.
Also, I want to bring up a point. The slavers that we encountered, if I recall correctly, they work for people from here, so
That's right.
we might want to be careful. We're definitely going to encounter slaves. We're going to encounter people. They're slave traders. That is their way. That's their culture. We're not there to free everybody. We have our mission to take care of.
So on that point, maybe we shouldn't search for a magic shop since they were really like just capturing magic users. So maybe we should keep that on the DL.
No, we gotta check out magic shops. We don't have an option. That's the only way we're gonna be able to keep ourselves hydrated with some form of magic.
Yeah.
Whether it be someone learning a new spell to create water or control water or some kind of enchanted flask or something.
Magic or a really, really, really big barrel.
But if anyone asks that you are a magic user, I will deny them. I will say nope. He is a fighter.
I'm not a liar, you know. The only magic I got is...
I doubt anyone will attack us openly in the middle of the street to try to turn us into slaves.
Right.
But on the outskirts, that's definitely a danger that we would...
I'm just saying, I'm the warlock here, and I'm like the main magic user, and that worries me a bit.
Yeah, well, I got power with dollar.
I like wandering. I don't like
Power
being chained down.
We will not let
It's like
that
the
happen.
opposite of wandering.
Oh, don't worry. After the Orange Gate, you're going to wander all along the desert.
We will not let them take you.
Cool.
And I'd be remiss if I didn't say this. I know we've been talking a lot about all the horrible things that we've only gotten halfway done. And it seems like perhaps there's some doubts about our effectiveness, but just know that Alcar can use us wherever it is that we go. Perhaps it turns out this desert move was the wrong move, but that's no reason for us to...
I'm pretty sure Glow was pointing pretty vividly that that's where we need to
I
head.
feel that way too. But I might be wrong. And if I am, we'll learn from that and we'll move forward. But we will spend no more time stressing about the things we've done wrong in the past. We will turn that energy to doing right in the future.
And on we head toward Thorin's Gate.
It just means we gotta be comfortable with mystery. And that's hard to do. One step at a time, though.
Oh, maybe for you, I love a good mystery.
I'm glad to have you.
And on we head.
Cool. Let's get into the session.
Guys, we played D&D!
I mean, did we really was just a bunch of role playing? There wasn't much dice rolling.
I rolled
Yeah.
my dice maybe twice.
I didn't even get to attack anything.
I had to like logic.
The start of next session will be at the gates of Lauren's Gate.
Who's Lauren?
It would actually be super cool if everyone could actually be here for that.
On time.
Because there's stuff that, yeah, one time would be cool too. Because there's stuff that everybody's going to want to be there for
Okay.
when you get there. So.
Like me robbing the people.
I was trying hardest to be here on time.
I will be here whenever you're here.
And then next week, I will probably be late.
Late's better than not here.
When you say late, do you mean 4:30, 5 o'clock?
Doing a family obligation thing down in Frederick area, so I'm not sure what time we'll be back in there, but I know it'll probably be like 4 or 5 o'clock before we're back in the area.
4 or 5.
So you'd be here, you could be here as late as 5:30.
5:30.
Ish.
If it's going to be later than that, I'll shoot you a text.
Okay.
Alright, we'll just talk
If you're
about
going to be super late, I wouldn't even worry about coming unless you really, really want to.
We'll just talk about
Gordon,
how
this
much
is
we
D&D. Who doesn't want to go to D&D?
Dimble was sleeping.
Yeah.
Dimble was sleeping and then woke up suddenly. Yeah.
Yeah,
He fell asleep on his horse and
he got
didn't fall
super
off.
drunk, and only now is kicking out of that hangover.
He
Oh,
turned himself invisible before walking through the gate.
there it is.
So observe
There it is.
and hide in the shadows.
Okay, well that's not going to work.
I know. That's
No, I
really
mean really, it's not going to work because the gates have magical words on them.
No, we're gonna stack Dimble on top of Matteo, and then we one giant person.
I can't wait to see how everybody.